Good evening, folks. Now, let's see if I can remember what I was doing last time. I got to start taking myself notes at the end of it. I think it's always awkward timing because I usually bring a guest on. Tonight, no guest, just me. So maybe we'll play some extra. But yeah, I remember last episode I was talking about like what I was going to do if I got on a few minutes early. And then I totally forgot what that was. Maybe one of you guys remembers. Good evening. Sound check. How am I sounding? You guys hear me all right? Hello there. My guess is what I was going to do is work on my settlements because my network is kind of a disaster. Maybe I was going to go to Sunshine and summon all those people and send them back too. I mean, my power is still busted. What is going on here? Sounds fine. Fantastic. Oh, wow. You guys are hungry for some power over here. You need some power. Everybody needs some power. Oh, this place is just uninhabited. No, probably because I was stealing people to send to HQ. Everybody's without power. What's going on here? Did my grid break again? Vendors and buy shotgun shells. Yeah, that is that is something I generally need to do all the time. I can be a little bit louder. Do you want me louder or the game louder? I can do either. Audio properties. Let's see. Crank this up by. We'll pump it up by 3 decibels. Let's try that. All right, cranked up my volume just a smidge. I think usually. Let me see here. Manipulate my microphone here a little bit. All right, I'm in the yellow, which is good. I don't want to be in the red, or you guys are gonna go deaf. Can't hear the game at all. Okay. Here, let's crank the master up a bit. We'll put the voice down to smidge. Because usually it's the opposite. No game sound yet. Here, let me try firing. All right, let's see. Let's build some stuff so you can be able to hear this. Can you hear that? Did you hear me build that? That's better. No game sound. Is it still no sound? No game sound? What's going on here? Oh, I see. I have my desktop audio way down. All right, let's turn that back up. There we go. Sorry, I had my OBS sound way down. All right, let's solve this. Let's solve this power crisis. Why is all of my power? Nobody has any power. What's going on here? There it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I must have had it dropped all the way down. Okay, so what is going on with our power here? Vroom, vroom. So some of these have power, some don't. Maybe let's try this.
Hey, Marcy.
Manage power tools. Let's do. I've already auto wired. Rebuild power grid and wiring. I don't want to do that. Let's try repair power grid. See what happens.
I was thinking if you have time later, you want to go take a walk along the river.
I can't. I have too much to do.
Game sound is good. Okay, awesome. All right. So I can't tell if it's if my power issue is a broken grid. I don't think it is because I didn't get any pop-up saying like that my grid was corrupt. So I think it might just be a matter of I just need more power. I think everything's been upgrading and it's just sucking all the juice down. Where are we at with you? You need defense and water. Our defense looks pretty good. It's a little close. Yeah, I think we just need to build a bunch more power. Settlement beacon found. Recruitment beacon found. What's going on here? Oh, this guy keeps running out of power. That's why 24. Holy cow. Yeah, our power needs are... We're getting wrecked on power. I need so much. I need that advanced power unlocked, which is what we were slowly working on. So yeah, there's just no chance in hell I'm going to be able to create enough power for this. So we need to... Man, and our organic materials are shot. Alright, we're gonna have to work on some other settlements because this one is this one's in bad shape with all the needs it has right now until I get either I'm gonna have to spam some vanilla power or we need to go trigger some upgrades. So let's bounce around to our other settlements and work on those. Sanctuary has too much, needs too much. Oh, do I have 2 grids? I thought I had connected everything. I didn't realize I left some stuff separate. Well, that's alright. I want to bounce around my other settlements too while we got a few minutes here before we get into questing time. How are you guys doing? I feel like Abernathy was my second settlement and I've just kind of left them struggling since the beginning. Alright, well their happiness is on the rise. That's good. What's going on with this guy? I probably need to swap you over to a organics because we are hurting for organic materials. Literally have 0 left, so let's go ahead and change you over. Organics, please. Thanks, Connie. Alright, and this could be a case. Okay, you should have power from this guy. Yep, it's powered. Just pick it up and set it down again and see if, yep, that got that one. Let's see here. Who else needs power? You need power. Alright, whoa. Yes, pay and build. Thank you. Alright, how are we doing on this guy now? Still no power. Okay, so that could be a case of just not enough again. You're not powered, which makes sense. There's nothing wired up over here. Oh, hey, look at that. Is that a second municipal? Pretty sure there's one over here. I think I've seen this a bug report that this city plan that I'm using, excuse me, has 2 municipal switches in it. I think it's got like a wall one. Yep, it's got the wall one right here, and that one over there. So we're gonna scrap you. We're gonna scrap both of them actually. There might actually be a third one here somewhere. But although we don't even have, I don't think we even have any municipal. Yeah, I don't think I have any power plants in here, so that doesn't even matter. So I'll just build just a classic one over here. That did not get you, so. Oh, I like that. Burying it in the pool there. Actually, I guess we don't even need that guy. Where's the edge of the plot? There it is. Ah, we'll leave that. That's fine. It's not hurting anything. And oh, I can't jump. There we go. Pop this up over here. It's like solving a puzzle with some of these. This is actually probably would have been a good candidate for the old auto wiring. Let's see if I can get this guy to go. So put you up here. And we'll put this back. Alright, let's see what the... Okay, that one still doesn't have power. You're connected to there. To there. It would help if these things would light up, like the vanilla ones, if these would light up and show you a power icon so you could see where the break in the grid was. Because like this guy's got... These big ones get it, but these little guys, not so much. It says it's wired. Hey, we got one organic material. All right. Slowly making our way through the world. Yeah, still you're not powered. Okay, I guess generator spam in these smaller settlements will be less awful. Why can't I build? Do I not have science? Let's see. No, I guess I don't. All right, medium generators. Oh, I bet I've been using TGM when I've been building more generators. All right, wire you. Oop. All right, did that give you power? I guess I don't really need to worry about my residentials having power. I'm just kind of on a mission here to get the red off of my HUD. That'll make me happy. Oh, wow. You guys have been sending me messages. Let's see. The beacon and something else were on their own grid. Oh, I'll have to go back and check. Oh, yeah, I know the beacon was intentionally on its own grid because I didn't want it losing power ever, because I just want a flood of people right now. Cal Harris, I was wondering, I have a city plan already on my settlement, and I was wondering, can you place other plots without messing up city plan upgrades? You can, but the city plans do not recognize that you've placed buildings, so it might place something in that same area. Like there's no detection for location, because the cost of that would be ridiculous and it wouldn't be able to run remotely, so we just don't do it. Let's try just squeezing in one generator and see what happens here. That gives you power. Wait, are you not even wired to the grid? Wasteful. You got power now. Don't really care about you having power. What's this guy? This one we want power. He's got power, but this power pole doesn't. That's interesting. Oh, there's two of them there. That looks like a bug, and I'm guessing that's a bug in the city plan. All right, let's scrap you. Okay, you got power now. You got power. Okay. All right, not worried about the residentials. What about you? You don't even need power. You're agricultural. How about our caravan services? Let's make sure that's got power. Yes, it does. Okay, so now, what is this? It's recreational. Yeah, I don't care if you have power or not. Okay, the ones I care about having power have power. We'll go ahead and refresh this guy to fix our little icons. Just on cleanup duty here while we wait for 9 o'clock to hit around. Alright, what is our shortages now? So we need a little bit more defense. Still missing power, but I'm okay with that. So defense is really all we need to pop in here. So we can probably just build a couple of turrets. And this place will be ready to go. Let's see. Does anybody remember where do the attacks come from here? I want to say they come down from down this hill. So we'll go ahead and squeeze one in over here. Yeah, we'll put it right on this guy's back porch. That's fine. And everybody's getting a turret for their porch. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like full defense. Hey, yeah, there we go. Defense needs went away. Okay, so now we just need happiness, which will start clearing up soon. Okay, good. Abernathy's in as good a shape as I'm going to put it in for now. Back right corner in the woods. Okay, cool. Beacon and Caravan were on their own grids. Beacon and Ammo would industrial rev plots that would something put ammo into the workbench still work in SS2. Yeah, I would imagine so that building plan does exist, but now all of the building plans from Industrial Revolution, instead of producing to the workbench, they produce to commercial plots. So they like up the amount of stuff that's available for sale at commercial plots. All right, which settlement should I guess we'll head over to Sunshine because we're about to hit 9 o'clock. We can start sending people to HQ. So I think we're about to trigger that next quest. I'm with you, Chris. I can identify the settlements immediately from the terrain. Most of the time, anyway. Oh, we gotta get rid of this weather. I'm not a big fan of. That's just gonna make me sad to see all this radiation weather, even though I'm playing Fallout. This is the kind of weather I like, nice and clear. Welcome, guys, to the stream. It's 9 o'clock now, so we'll get into some story mode. So, for those of you who are new to this stream, you're quickly going to learn that I distract myself from what I'm doing. So, since I can't keep my own attention, I tend to have to not pay attention to chat most of the time until we get to the end of the stream, or if like NPCs are talking, or if we're on loading screens. Otherwise, I'm not paying attention to chat. So if you want to get my attention, make sure you do at King Gath. Once we get to about halfway through the stream, which will be around 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock tonight, then I'll kind of switch gears. I'll pay less attention to the game and most of my attention to you guys, and we'll just hang out and chat and whatnot. Tonight I do not have a guest coming on at 10:30. It's just me. So we're gonna just hang out. Maybe we'll play a little extra tonight, and then we'll go into chat mode. And when we're in chat mode, then we can talk about whatever you guys want. I'll talk about what's coming in the next patches and expansion, a little bit of the next expansion stuff. I'm not gonna go into story spoilers. Want to keep those on the DL, but we can talk about other stuff. And if you want to catch my attention and help support the mod, any super chats, those just go into a pool that we use for paying for expenses for the mod. So we pay for our server costs and equipment and things like that. So if you want, if you're looking to help out in that way and you want to catch my attention for sure, that is going to be a good way to do it. Otherwise, like I said, your best chance of getting my attention is to make sure you do at King Gath. Oh, and we've got our first spam bot to hide for the night. Alright, so last when we were playing, we were working on recruiting people to HQ, and I decided to start doing side quests because I actually want to kind of delay doing a ton in HQ until the 2.2.0 patch, which will be in a couple of weeks, because there's a lot of HQ content coming. So for now, we're going to just...
It's good to see you, my human friend.
Hello, Franklin. We're going to be sending people to HQ to complete that quest, and we're going to be doing some side quests further on.
What do you say? Want to work for me?
All right, yeah, send them off to GNN. There we go. Jason Lokrans, thank you for the donation. Do you plan to try out the Point Lookout mod that just got released, Capital Wasteland team? So I probably won't play it. I've been watching Al Chessbreach play through it, and I probably won't play it not because I don't want to see their work. Like, I think it's really impressive and it's cool to see, but because I actually just have terrible memories of Point Lookout because those damn enemies were so bullet spongy. I just don't have fond memories of Point Lookout. But maybe it'll be more fun now because the gunplay is so much better in Fallout 4 than it was in Fallout 3. So maybe I should give it a try. Well, what are Franklin's stats? That's a good point. I should be zapping people. I'm more likely to go zap people when I get back to HQ and well, I don't even need to zap them then because the interface does it for you. But I will care about their stats when I'm assigning them to the departments. Who are you?
Huh?
Oh, a visitor. Oh, Hubert's got a lady friend in his... What? I'm not even going to ask Hubert. I don't know what you're doing. What is... Let's see what her stats are. I don't remember. I think we looked at this when I finished that quest. Oh, yeah. Super intelligence. She's going to be our head scientist. Let's see here. How many people do we have in here? I guess it really does. Oh man, our happiness is no good here. We might as well fix this place up while we're in here too. But first, let's finish sending everybody we planned on it. So I was gonna send McCready.
Simple arrangement. Need something?
Can I ask you something?
Work at
You
HQ.
interested in coming to work
Although
for me?
McCready showed up here and immediately got himself sick. I see the sickness icon. So just take your disease to HQ. All right. I feel like if I send the Powell family, I've got to send them all. And I think I'll be one spot shy. So I guess... Alright, one at a time then. We'll see where we're at. Julia,
I just wanted to talk to you. Would you be interested in coming to work for me?
Alright, let's wait until we get a pop-up, because we should get some confirmation of how much space we got left there. Let's see. Oh, anyway, we've got Carne Hassan's quest to do, too. Recruit staff for HQ, 12 out of 15. That can't be right, because I feel like I've just sent several people. All right, let's go work on Carne's quest while we wait for that to catch up, because when you send people to HQ, it takes a little bit for the system to react. Oh, that's really close. Perfect. I guess I should prepare for battle and not for scanning settlers. That is quite the tractor. Oops. Oh yeah, there it is. HQ to set up additional living quarters. We finally ran out of space. Oh, this will... I like killing this camp. This is always fun. Alright, where's your little dog? Sorry, buddy. I don't like shooting dogs, but I also don't like them jumping in my face. And Alright, they're on to me. Where are they? Oh, you got one of those creepy mongrel dogs. I don't mind shooting those. Where's everybody? Oh, power armor. Oh, there he is. Messy. Oh, cool. He's stuck on a cliff. Oh, he just picked up, like, the good power armor. That's alright. I didn't need it anyway. Still says danger. Oh, the turret, probably. Let's see. Who is still... You got my scent. Oh, there he goes. Hello, buddy. Peekaboo. Then I shall be a coward. Thank you. There he is. Where'd you go, boo? Is that it?
Come on out.
Nope.
I'll make it nice and quick. You can trust me.
Come on, Mr. Raider. Is he in there? Yep, there he is.
Show your face. Come on. I dare you.
Same to you. What's our grenade situation? Oh, missed. Alright.
Well, I know you're here. I'll find time to reel them in.
Oh, you're just hanging out behind the door?
Nothing.
Gotcha. Alright, so the chem stash must be down here. Blamco. We're all good on mac and cheese. Thank you very much. Oh, I guess I should be stealthing. Yep. Bringing a cool cue to a gunfight. It's pretty bold. Flashbacks to Conqueror every time I come down here. I'm not Master, no thanks. Did he just say someone's wiping out gangs? Pretty sure that was the idle talk I heard. Are they, I assume they're talking about the player, but I don't think I haven't been making any effort to clear out any of the raider gangs. Hello, buddy. Nice.
Got it.
I'll take it. Oh my god, with the locks. Come on.
Sweet.
Anybody in here? Nobody? Okay. Oh, too much weight. Come on. I really missed that mod to let me share stuff. Oh, well, we can get rid of this mod, this useless thing. Mod to let me take the carry weight of my followers. That was such an awesome mod. Hello.
Wait for that. Oh, man, come back. I was having fun.
Yoink. Another mod. My two favorite mods are just such simple ones that I really miss. I just want the
I can do this.
mod that lets me shoot radios to blow them up. Bubba shot the jukebox, and the companion weight sharing.
Disappearing act, huh?
Those were such awesome mods. Tiny little things for add a lot of fun.
Hearing shit.
No, you definitely weren't. I mean, other than you heard your buddies die.
Must have a concussion. Fucking seeing things. What?
Hello? Anybody home? Isn't there a quest to get paint? Oh, no, it's green paint for the dude in,
Security's too tight.
Security's too tight. Okay, but I want to get in there. How do I get in there? Somebody's got to have a key. That's one thing I've learned from, or I know from Fallout 4. You don't ever need the master lock, the master perks. There's always a way in.
Can't pick this.
All right, well, somebody's got it. Somebody's got a key for me. We just got to kill the right guy.
I can pick this.
Anybody in here? I hear it. There we go.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, another turret. Oops. Oh god, we got more bots. Go away.
I got all day.
Where are you? A lot of ammo in a toolbox. I'll take it. Oh, there she is. Hey, you got a name, which means you also got a key for me. Come here. Uh-oh. Hubert lost his desk. What is happening? What are you doing, Hubert? Yep, take those drugs. Free money. Okay, well now we gotta go find out what the hell Hubert's doing. Oh, I guess, well, we came here for a purpose. I should finish that first before we worry about what that idiot's up to. Alright. So it should be this. Hubert got scammed by his lady friend. Yeah, probably. She's in charge now. Alright. And anything useful over here? Well, we'll always take some quantum. Oh, was it aluminum can I needed? I don't remember why I tagged aluminum. I think it was just, I kept running out of it for everything I was trying to craft. Okay. Yeah, I don't need purified water. Thank you. Alright, let's get out of here.
It sounds like maybe
Off to see what happened to Hubert. Said I wanted to finish Sunshine, so now one more excuse to do so. This is open rebellion. Yeah, did I don't think happiness was that bad. I think it was like 50. Okay, I don't need. Oh, I think there's a chest with a bunch of good stuff up over here somewhere. Oh, and a body with some shotgun shells. Thank you very much. Yep, more shotgun shells. Alright. Alright, let's fast travel over. Let's see what he broke. Normally when you get that warning, it means like a city plan upgraded, and It happened to destroy the previous desk before it created the next one. But I don't think this would have upgraded. So, see if we can figure out what happened to Hubert. Actually, we can just reassign him. Because we clearly have a desk, right? It says led by Hubert. So that might have just been a false positive message. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Replace city leader. Make sure Hubert's still in charge. Yes. Make leader. Okay, we're good here. What are, actually, am I using... Oh, I'm using the basics. I actually don't even need to keep a city leader anymore. So I can actually put Hubert to work doing something more useful. What do we need? Organic materials is what I keep saying. So let's see. Let's pop in here. Oh, happiness is doing great now. What's our food situation is broken? The meter hasn't updated yet. Yeah, food's, oh, there it goes. Okay, food situation is good. Defense is terrible, so we need defense in here. And we need... What else do we need? Cleanliness I'm not super worried about. Everyone's going to be sick for a while. That's okay. So we need defense. So Hubert is going to go work defense plot. Where'd you go, buddy? I should go check his... Let's see if he's still with his lady friend. I don't remember what building that was in. This one, maybe? Nope, that's Knox. Oh yeah, I forgot I got Knox and Audra too. I've got so many people I could send to HQ right now. We just gotta find out where Hubert's hanging. Nobody there. Oh, is this an organic? It is. Okay, cool. Someone's assigned to it too. Fantastic. What are you doing? Alex just sleeping on a... What are you doing? Let's put you in a proper house. Come on. Where's your family living at? Did everybody take their own house? Who's living here? Somebody's living here, so we can't take that one. Oh, are all the houses full? Oops. Oh, I think this is a bug I fixed recently, but it's too late in my save. That so the Sunshine Tidings build zone in the Sunshine Basics city plan, that it like was eating one of the the build area of this corner of the place. It doesn't happen anymore, but it did probably at the time that I was using this city plan when I first put the city plan down. That's not a house. I guess we don't have any houses. All right. I could have sworn we had one more house that was unused. I'm just seeing all the food symbols is all. Okay. All right. I think I'm running out of patience for finding Hubert. I'm about to call a city meeting here. Yep, that's why we have those tools. And let's go downtown meeting gavel. Gather around. Wake up, everybody.
Hey, any tales?
What's
Actually,
the good
don't tell
news?
me. Katie will regale me later, I'm sure.
Hi. Huh.
Hello, everybody.
People aren't like math after all.
All right, is everyone assigned to something? I could have sworn I just saw a non-assigned symbol for a second there. No, everybody's got something. All right, Hubert, you are somewhere around here. There's a Marshall plot that's unattended to. There you go. This is your job now. You're gonna...
Sure thing.
Oh, wow. Why did my food just tank all of a sudden? Were you producing that much food? No, there it goes up to 16 again. Now back to 6. What's going on here? Oh, it's probably just juggling all the assignments. Needs a second to catch up. Okay, let's give that defense a moment. Kyle Harris, I did a city plan in Rise of the Commonwealth at Spectacle Island, and there was a vertibird landing marker. I was wondering what that is. I'm trying to remember how that works. So if you... It's for a very limited use currently. It's one of those things where we were planting seeds for future content that may appear. But right now, what that would do is if you had Dance as your Paladin Dance as your city leader there, or if another Brotherhood of Steel ally leader trait NPC, so there's probably some other Brotherhood of Steel NPCs available that have, oh no, it doesn't send us from the Caravan Network. So maybe that's what Hubert was doing. So we're gonna get somebody else on that. Who do we want? Alex, you're not doing anything all of a sudden. You're now in caravan duty. So there's a trait that's called Brotherhood of Steel Ally for leaders, and anybody who has that will get Brotherhood of Steel people to patrol around the settlement. Just like you see right here, I've got the Children of Adam because I had Hubert in charge, and now that he's not in charge anymore, now that he's just working as a marshblot, I'm going to lose that trait, which I'm okay with. But if you have the Brotherhood of Steel Ally in a level 3 settlement, then a vertibird will also patrol around your settlement, and periodically it'll land at that vertibird marker. Or that's what's supposed to happen. It's been ages since I tested that code, because that was actually code. Some of the code I ported from SS1 to SS2 verbatim, like just changed the names around and just assumed it kept working, but I haven't tested because there was a bunch of stuff like random little things like that where they weren't tied into the SS1 code, so it was easy to just rename the scripts. But that is what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to be, for the Brotherhood of Steel Ally in level 3 settlements, you should get a vertibird that will land there periodically. Put the girl in the yellow dress as a gun dealer. Little Katie dealing guns. Okay, there we go. All right, so our numbers are evening out here. We're back on the Caravan Network. Okay, feeling good. All right, let's do a mid save here. Save MQ, oh, LP, MQ, nope. I want LP day 22, mid-session. All right, let's go turn in Carne Asada's quest. And then we can go back to the run and spend some more caps. Oh, there was Yagi, was there someone else unassigned, or was it just, or did you just see the flash I did too? I think there was one person, and then it turned out Alex was unassigned, and I got him. I guess I should have ran the back to work real quick, but too late. All right, where are you, Carne? He's currently patrolling between settlements. Because last time I saw him, he was in Sanctuary, and he kept distracting me when I was talking to Captain Laserbeam. Uh-oh, is he underground? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's in a firefight. Whoa! Whoa! Carne! Who are you picking fights with here? Yikes. Wow, I took that rocket like a champ. Oh, man. Sorry, dude. I blew off your arm with one of those grenades. I'll take some missiles. 2 guys with missile launchers. No, I don't need more red meat. Alright, where are you, Carne? You're not willing to go get your chems, but you're going to battle multiple super mutants with missile launchers.
Ready to get paid?
I'm so bummed we can't get this voice actor back. This was such a... I was so blown away by this the first time I heard it. I was like, oh my god, somebody managed to do a Mexican accent with a ghoul. Like, that's got to be killer on the throat.
What's the pay?
Well, 200 caps seems like it's fair if the chems are all there, of course. That sound good to you, hermano?
Charles, did Teresa's office in HQ get fixed? No, I haven't fixed any of those yet. That's on my to-do list before the next patch. So I don't have a timeline on the next patch other than the goal is sometime before the end of June to have because the next patch is huge. It's just like there's boatloads of content. There's a new quest in there. There's tons of new HQ stuff. We redid the caravan code, or Pra did, just completely like gutted the code and fixed it and made it way, way better and more reliable. It's just going to be a massive patch. And on my list to do for that still is to fix all the reported HQ rooms that are weird.
What you're offering's not enough. I risked life and several limbs to deliver this.
All right, you're right. That's a bit low. How about 400 caps?
Only if
More,
you throw in
alright.
some more money.
Okay. How about 600 caps? You're bleeding me dry here. It's almost market value for all of those.
I can ask for more still? Yeah.
Throw in another 100 caps.
Okay. How about 600 caps? You're bleeding me dry
Wait, what?
here. It's almost market value for all of those.
I think that was there was a mistake in either our setup is incorrect, or the dialogue was written incorrectly, and he said 600 twice. Somebody did their math wrong when we wrote the script. Oh, well, whatever.
I was glad to help out.
I'm glad you helped too, huh? Here's your pay, and let's do this again sometime, huh?
All right. We'll send you. We're gonna just gather everybody up in Sunshine, and we'll send them off to GNN from there. Plus 600 caps. I like it. Good old Dan Garza. Great BA. Let's see. Mount Hunter 42. You can always drink some beer as you travel. Plus charisma. Oh, to get my max settler count up. Is that what you were referring to? I remember I used to do that when I played vanilla. So that was a good way to get past the 21 settler count. Kyle Harris. I really like the city plan in Spectacle Island, especially the boat that it makes. Yeah, that one was that was the winner of our first Masters contest, and that was by Andy Cowdy. And Andy Cowdy is now a regular on the team. He wrote the CPD, but he designed that settlement. And when we put together the Rise of the Commonwealth for SS2, we never had a Spectacle Island in SS1. We never had a Spectacle Island build, so we really wanted one, and he agreed to let us put that one in the pack so that we could have a full collection for SS2's ROTC. That was the only Bethesda settlement we were missing. All right, how are you guys doing? I haven't been here in a while. Oh, I see people sick. That's never a good sign. What's going on here? Looks like you guys want some defense. Oh, are there people without houses? No, we got 8 beds. So either that hasn't updated yet or something funky's going on. We'll give it a second. You want some water. Our water looks good though. So it looks like defense primarily is what we need. Oh, and we're prepped for water. We just need more bodies here. I'll see if anybody's not working. Because really it just looks like defense and we're good to go here. So happiness is rising. I like to see that. You're on food. You're on I don't know what. What about you, buddy? You're on food too. It's funny, even though I can't catch the diseases from the settlers, I just like naturally I'm like, maybe I should stay away from them. If they're doing all those motions, it's like my gut reaction is don't get too close to the guy who's holding his stomach like he's gonna vomit. What's going on with this one? Oh, this one needs scrap. Maybe we have enough now. Let's try. Let's see here. Start construction. Pay and build. There we go. Oh, was that an advanced? Did we unlock advanced and I just don't remember it? Oh yeah, I think we unlocked that during... I think you unlock that automatically after you do the CPD questline. You unlock advanced marshal. There's a few bypasses for some of the traditional unlock paths and the quests. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to do the other one. One of the other big reasons I want to do the Ron's recruitment is because if I can get to Archon, then I can skip ahead to advanced power without having to wait for all my power plots to upgrade. Crystal, is there a difference between the caravan routes and the queue function to assign trade routes? So yeah, the caravan services, so our plots that do it, whether it be this design up here or one of the add-on pack designs, they will connect not only the routes on your map, but they also will connect the screen on the right there. That's what we call the virtual resources. So that's like Sim Settlements system. That system is way more flexible because it also does the map connections, but then it lets all of the SS2 mechanics share their resources. So definitely caravan services plot are the way to go if you're trying to play with all the mechanics. You can play without them. Like, it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's just your game will run. It's a lot easier if you use them. But if you if you turn off costs, for example, if you don't have construction costs on, then you really don't need those. You can probably get away without caravan services ever. Okay, here. All right, defense is full now. Okay, this place is good to go. What's next on our list? Oh yeah, let's go back to Diamond City, talk to our friend LeRon. And then I should probably go down to HQ and... I mean, it's not really a rush to go build living quarters at HQ because I have the override... Excuse me, override timers on. but I do kind of want to. I
hi.
do kind of want to do the other quest too. Oh, who are
Hey,
you?
sweetie.
I want to be left alone.
No, that's fair.
They say the old Boston Commons got some crazy bird living in
Portion of this broadcast has
Something.
been brought to you
The
by
Boston Commons got a crazy bird living in it. What? I swear I've played through this game. I don't know how many times, but I have not seen everything in this game yet. I read about. So I was digging through the creation kit files today. I was trying to figure out how part of Kellogg's memory sequence works for something that we're working on, and the apparently there's a random encounter where your character will have hallucinations about Kellogg. Have any of you guys seen this? I don't think I've ever seen that, but that sounds amazing. Like I always wanted them to do more with that moment when you come out of during the main quest, after you go into Kellogg's memory and then you come out and he talks through Nick. I wish they would play with that, like have like him periodically, like him being corrupt and like periodically get taken, or hell, get taken over completely by Kellogg. That would have been such a cool little sub storyline to have going on, and they just kind of like just let it die, which was such a bummer. He's talking about Swan. Ah, yeah, Swan's Pond. That makes sense. All right, let's head over to. All right, I don't know if you're on here, Choo Choo, but you guys who are here a lot, you guys know Choo Choo and I always joke about making sure to remind me all the time to add the nuke plot. Another thing you guys need to remind me to do before I retire from SS2 Dev is make it so that at night the Ron goes and hangs out at the noodle shop. That just seems like something he'd do. All right.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, buddy.
Welcome to the Ron's Information Emporium. How can the Ron help you today?
Let's find
Any
something.
idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
All of them. Okay, let me think about what Archon would be. Well, I'm gonna just have to. I have no idea. It's gonna be my guess would be intelligence or perception or endurance, I guess, because he's a ghoul. Let's try intelligence.
Smart.
Say no more. This is who you're looking for.
Thanks.
Come back again. Oh, yeah!
I should go sell some stuff off. I'm gonna run out of caps doing this. Well, let's head to the market because that robot should be up still selling stuff. I can just pass time too. What do you mean? What do you mean retire? Well, eventually I'm gonna start a new project at some point. I think all of you will eventually get bored of Fallout 4, and then I'll be left here by myself playing with Sim Settlements. That won't be very fun. Where are you going, kid?
Oh, wow. You're tall.
Thanks.
Broke up with my girl. She kept the cap off the toothpaste. Know who does that? A synth.
Dad says not to talk to you.
We're having a sale on brooms. Oh, no,
Oh,
wait, my
I'll take
programming
3.
is telling me we never have sales. Maybe you should buy something else.
Let me think it over.
Take your times, huh?
D. Holtzclaw. Hey, King Gath, first time catching a live. I love the mod, ran into some bugs, but still fun to use.
Sell everything.
Well, welcome, and thank you for saying so. If you get a chance, head to simsettlements.com and go to the forums and see if anybody else has reported your bugs. If you happen to have caught something unique, I would love to know about it. Otherwise, we do have quite a backlog of bug fixing to do. I also know that there are a fair number of mods that unintentionally create issues with other mods, and especially ours. So it can be that too. All right, we need to sell some stuff. Okay, well, we got 2,400. We're doing pretty good. I have 0 other use for caps. I don't buy any. I think all I buy is shotgun shells and settlers. That's what I'm in the market for. Let's see. Well, speaking of shotgun shells, what do you got for me? Here we go. 41. All right. All right, and then my favorite form of payment is all these 38 and other useless caliber rounds. You got my 10mm, my 5.56, my 5mm. All this stuff. All this good stuff for you. Oh, gamma rounds. Oh, and now you ran out of money. Alright, give me back so much. Well, I guess I'll take some fusion cells from you. Oh man, you've got nothing. What else do I need? I use fusion cells. Am I on 50? What am I on? Am I on 50 cal or 308? Did I switch to 50? I think I did. Well, I don't want to risk it, so I'll just buy back some of my gamma. Oh, that wasn't enough. Or that was too much. Let's do... I guess I should do the math here. Let's see. We want to get back 50 caps. There we go. There we go. Now I can buy 5 settlers. We're in good shape here. And we'll come back in one of these times when we're trotting back and forth. We'll end up back here during the daytime. All right. Where is our potential recruit today? County Crossing. All right. We can check out on that city plan while we're over there. This is going to be perfect. We're going to bounce around between settlements, cleaning them up, recruiting new people. Oscar Fry, the new project should be a whole game based around SS2, but not an FO4. Man, that's the amount of work. Oof, that would be fun though.
And serve.
What are you?
Protect and serve.
What are you doing? Is this a random encounter? Where are you going, buddy? Oh, I wonder if this is... I bet this is Andrew Docker. And this is his... Yep. Wake up, buddy. This is Andrew Docker, voiced by YouTuber Young Yeah. This is actually a character that's... We would like to expand, and we may. I don't think... I mean, we'll probably reach out to Young and see if he wants to do any voice. Otherwise, we may. If we decide to expand the character, we might just have to revoice him because there's not a ton of lines for this character.
About what?
Oh, well, yes. It's about working with you. If you need a skilled robotics engineer, indeed the premier one of the Commonwealth, well, here I am.
Tell me more.
Yes, I'm Andrew Docker, famed robotics engineer.
Not crazy about how far off will the stat request from the RON actually be correct. Seems to be random each time I use them. So the way it's set up is we have these records that represent these kind of characters that the RON can recruit for you. And they have like a field on them that identifies what stat they should respond to. But we set all of those, and then some months later we did a rebalance of all the stats on the NPCs, and I don't think anyone went through to make sure that all of the RON recruitment flag match the actual stats. So it could be that's why you feel like it's disconnected.
Sure.
It might be that it's actually disconnected. We may have screwed that up.
Let's get
started. I can put that on my list to look into. Let's see. Confirm RON stat field on recruit records matches special rebalance. There we go. It's on my short list to be looked at. Because if I can just identify a few random ones and see what the issue is, then I can ask somebody on the team to take a peek at it. And it's also a chance that it's just a mod conflict of something else modifying the stats, or maybe we left. I talked about this last week, that there's this thing called classes on NPCs, and sometimes we left. Oh my god, am I still on? Is my time scale set? I feel like I've been stuck in nighttime forever. Let's see. Help. We may have left some default classes on NPCs that screwed up their stats to where they're different than what we expected. Help timescale 3. No, we're still on 20. Okay, so just bad luck that every time I fast travel, it's still nighttime. All right, what do you guys need here in? I mean, I guess they don't need anything because this is a city plan, and now we've got the new city plan rules, so this will just build no matter what. But I'm curious. It looks like defense is garbage here. But happiness is on the rise, so these guys should be recruiting like crazy. They've got extra beds. Wow, this city plan at this level can support 23 people. Holy cow! Yeah, this place is doing fine. Okay, so Andrew Docker was an easy one, so that was like a no quest. So this is going to be pretty rapid fire here. We're gonna collect the whole set in no time. Back to the RON. Shortwind, how do you not crash bouncing around this many settlements this quickly? Because I am running a minimal load order. This is one of the advantages of knowing all the mods you have installed and knowing exactly what they do is more stability. Like, that's one of the downsides of running a bunch of load orders is a lot of mods do weird stuff unintentionally. I mean, even we have had plenty of weird random issues that people have reported to me where it's like, hey, you accidentally edited this cell. I was like, oh, I did not know we did that.
Authentic, custom-made hickory swatter.
Yeah, Mod Hunter, the Andrew Docker definitely needs some more. And I think the Mechanist stuff has popped. Like, I think it's level 20. It happens automatically. As soon as you fast travel after level 20. So I'm pretty sure I've already got the caravan distress signal. I just haven't bothered to listen to it. But yeah, Andrew Docker was designed to be a much deeper character, and then the writer bailed before finishing them, so we just implemented the little bit we had for it because we wanted more characters. Because it's still more interesting than generic settler with the same, you know, the same fingernail. I haven't seen, what's the last? I can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
What am I?
That's the to me that's the Fallout 4 version of arrow in the knee. Just barter.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Genuine articles.
All right. Well, mostly I just want to sell stuff to you, buddy. I want your caps. We need to have more money for the Ron. What were we selling before? We were selling gamma rounds. I kind of want to keep mini nukes just because they're absurd. Let's see, $2.99 you don't have. Hey, perfect. I guess we can check if he's got any stuff we need. No, we don't need cork. I always need aluminum. That's only the one random thing. I don't need any baseball gear. Thank you, though, buddy. Here, you take that.
Nuka-Cola.
Did I not give you...
Hey, Sheffield.
Need a drink. Nuka-Cola. So thirsty.
Do I not...
Nuka-Cola.
Did I tell him to shove off before?
Nuka-Cola.
Or do I just not have any Nuka-Cola on me? I always thought I would let you just recruit him right away. Let's see. I only have Nuka Cherry? Do I have to have Nuka-Cola Original? Anybody know? Let me go buy one real quick. She's got to have one.
Remember,
Oops.
I don't serve synths. Supplies are just for humans.
Well, you'll
Let's see
never
what
know.
you got.
Everything you need.
Well, you do have a lot of ammunition. I appreciate that. All right. What about Nuka-Cola? No. Poor Sheffield. Okay. Well, you can take some junk off my hands. Let's see. Ammunition. Missiles. Have some missiles, lady. Actually, do you have, while I'm in here, there's no such thing as too many shotgun shells. Whoop. And I'm not using plasma either, so you can take those. Oh. What did I just sell you? 12 back. There we go. Thank you. And what about you, buddy?
Need protection. Everyone does.
I'll take a look. Sure.
And you
Something
need
for everyone.
you need to buy some garbage from me. What do we got? Is that the end of my... Did I give him all my bad ammo? You can have the rest of those. You can have my railway spikes. I like a Gauss rifle, but I'm not using it this playthrough. I mean, maybe I'll change my mind later, but I can buy more then. Let's see. What do we got here? Do we got any random... Yep, not going to be using either of those or that. Oh, I forgot he doesn't have unlimited money. But he probably has more ammo for me. This should be... we need aluminum too all the time for upgrading weapons. Whoa! Holy cow, is that expensive? Get out of here with that. I'll just take your shotgun shells instead. Alright, what was it that I almost bought? Shipment aluminum. I'm not paying those kind of prices. Outrageous. Alright, you don't have enough, so you owe me some more ammo. What do you got in the way of fusion cells? I don't think I'm at risk of running out, but we'll even up this trade here. There we go. Okay, now we shouldn't run out of shotgun shells anytime soon, and we should have some extra money for the Ron. Off we go. Oh, drink my beer before shopping. Yeah, I could have done that. Oh well. Sell my ballistic fiber. Is it worth a ton of money? Usually I treat ammo, and because they're weightless, I treat ammo and chems as my currency in this game.
All right. What's the word?
Hey there.
Except Jet.
A little
Jet
knowledge
is sacred.
can be a profitable thing.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
All right, we're going to roll the dice on intelligence again.
Smart.
Sorry, but the talent pool's running
Aw.
a tad dry lately. Try checking back in a few days.
No, we'll try our luck with
Hi.
somebody else.
Hey, good to see you again, cool cat. Here to buy or here to sell?
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we?
I'm looking for someone.
Well, let's go with perceptive.
Wise.
Here.
There we go.
This lead should get you what you're looking for.
It does
Come
look
back
like
again.
the detection of what type of NPCs is broken, though, because the intelligence should go away after you ask once, and he doesn't have it, and since he didn't, so fix, run, recruit detection. Because the goal is definitely not to have you remembering which ones you tested. Like that is not fun. All right, so let's see. All right, where is this one sending us off to? We are going to Starlight. Oh, good. Another settlement we need to check out. Yeah, that's true, James. That's the other thing that sometimes that might actually be why what's wrong with Ron's recruitment is it might not be detecting if somebody is already at a settlement. It might be marking them as part of the recruitable pool still. I'll have to look into that code. It's been a long time since I wrote that. Who do we got here? Oh.
You the boss around here? I'm looking for work. Looking for some help against raiders or gunners?
Whoops. Somebody hit a battle cat mine.
Hey.
You the boss around here? I'm looking for work. Looking for some help against raiders or gunners?
Absolutely.
Really? You sure? I mean, alright. I'll do any job you need. And when the raiders come here, I'll be ready. Gunners too. Oh, and thanks.
Oh. I think he has like a big long backstory, and apparently you can just bypass it. All right. Off to Sunshine for my... It's like my minor league settlement. You go there before you make your way to HQ.
I'm thankful that you let me stay here. I'll try my best not to screw things up.
Gives me lots of confidence. So I'm happy to see that something's working. So any of you guys who are Xbox players, so there's something coming in the next patch that one of our outfit designers, Beeps Calicor, has been setting up. And what we're doing is we're migrating a bunch of the recruitable settlers outfits over to SS2 Extended on PC, and we're doing it in a way where we took their records, like whatever Tom Thorne is wearing, like that's custom armor. We changed his armor in the base of SS2 to point to vanilla models, and then SS2 Extended will overwrite it to put our models back in, so that way you guys will have a seamless transition where you'll just gain some hard drive space back without it crashing your game. So it was a really cool solution. And that some of that'll be coming in the next patch. I don't know if we did all of them or most of them. I'll have to check with her again to see where we're at with that. But so you should see a little bit of space saving, not a ton, because when she made that space, I used some of it for some of the content we have for Chapter 2, because we needed to add, there's some new voice files for this. It should be the last pre-Chapter 3 quest we're adding. It's coming in the next patch. Okay, so that was an easy one. Let's see, let's go, I guess, back to the Ron again. We're just going to collect everybody today. Knockers, are you giving up on getting all the outfits via the camera? Yeah, that's not something I've been worried about, because I don't ever play dress up, right? You guys see I've been wearing the same janky clothes for ages, and then I put on Wes's armor, and
Nice
So yeah,
piece you got.
haven't been collecting.
Let's keep it holstered.
So thirsty. Nuka-Cola.
I'm keeping an eye out for you, Sheffield. I'll get you covered eventually. I want you to join my team. You're going to be part of an elite squad at HQ. Definitely. I think Sheffield's security team. What do you guys think? All right, where you at? Oh, you're always down here now.
Whoa there. Did it just get cooler in here? Oh yeah. It's business time.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
Let's try endurance.
Tough.
I know just the lead. Here, all the information you need. Come back again. Oh yeah.
Hey, we got some. Are we getting some upgrades at Jamaica Plain? Or maybe we just got a new person there. Carpathion, thank you for the donation. Love the mod, man. Just finishing up a playthrough. Then I plan an SS2 run from scratch. Can't wait for it. Awesome. I'm excited to. I really want to get Chapter 3 in your guys' hands. Some of the stuff we're adding into to the systems, like not even just like the quest stuff. Obviously, that's a lot of fun to see. But some of the systems are going to make for just fantastic replayability to Fallout 4, just adding in a whole lot more to it. Where do we got here? Where's our recruit at? Oh, it's at Jamaica Plains. Isn't that perfect? Where we just got some upgrades. Poor Sheffield. His stats are trash, everybody's saying. Hey, what's this? Oh, it just gave me vibes of a lootable crate there. I think that's just storage, virtual storage increase. What's going on here? Oh, did we get Tiny Tim? I think we did. Yep, Tiny Tim, Tiny Box Tim's box shop. Dugout Inn. That's a good point. D-Music fan, are the Alyssa quests going to be fixed soon? As soon as I figure out why they're broken, I will fix them. But I had spent a lot of time on them and was certain I had them fixed, and something else went wrong. It was like I fixed one part and broke another. So I just don't know what to do next yet to fix them. I don't like that. Oh, there you are.
Hey, you the one who was coming to buy a sofa today? Don't do it. I filled everything with rubber ducks. Bad decision, I know. Operation Mallard Migration is underway. Almost done. Just filling in the quacks now.
Who are you? What are you doing out here?
Wow. Straight to the point with you, huh? I guess you aren't a fan of foul puns. And here I was, thinking someone pre-war would have preserved our sense of humor. But nope. One of the brick walls had to be frozen instead. Yeah, I know what you are. No need to get all suspicious. I'm just good with these things. I have the nose for it. Or the beak for it. Or maybe I've been stalking you. But anyway, you asked me a question. What is me? I'm a ghoul. Big surprise, right? The name's Tim. I survived the war in a tiny box, and you can piece the rest together yourself. I sell you settlers things that you can sit on, and, well, I guess you can sit on anything in theory. But not poles. Don't try that.
What do you sell?
I told you. Furniture stuff. I can't guarantee you what I will or won't have in stock. It just depends on what I can find. Or build. Look, you buy the thing, you want to use it at your settlement, and poof. Don't question my methods. They work, and they don't like to be jinxed. Speaking of, I have to get back to deducting the things I have in storage. Good talking to you.
Hi there.
All right, let's see his.
You look like
I don't remember how much his loot boxes
time
cost.
to give Tim Cap's mood.
Sure,
okay.
I'm interested.
So you give me a thing, and I give you a thing. A child could do this.
So Tiny Box Tim was part of a series of NPCs we had planned where there was a bunch of different buildings. We were going to have shops open up if you built the city plan to a certain level. And then that was during Rise of the Commonwealth. So there was going to be one in Jamaica Plain, two in Egret Tours Marina, two in Hangman's Alley, and I can't remember what the other one is, but this is the only one that ever got produced. Like, for whatever reason, just things fell apart with the people who were in charge of it, and I just never pursued it any further because we got busy with Conqueror and then SS2. So then we continued with that plan, but we disconnected it from the city plan requirement of our OTC because we wanted more people to see it, because obviously once more city plans got created, then less people would be using the Rise of the Commonwealth city plan in particular. All right, so a whole lot of loot box. Award-winning loot box. Are they all 200? Yeah. So I think most of the loot boxes are just a gag. There's nothing useful in them. And then I think there's like one that has something good in it. Hey, Jet! I got a good one, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, not for 200 caps. Not at all, but... Oh, what is this? Jock's duffel bag. This feels like somebody who designed this cell used the wrong item. They weren't supposed to use that one. Oh, well. Okay. Wait, did we get a... What was that? Wasteland. What was that? Did we get a book? What the heck did we just get there? Wasteland something. Wasteland Wisdom. Read. Oh, I think there's little notes in these. If the nuke is yellow, let it mellow. If the nuke is brown, wash it all down. If the nuke is green, check your spleen. If the nuke is blue, woohoo to you too. I think there's little notes like that in all of them, if I remember correctly. All right. Bye, Tiny Box Tim. So, and it looks like did the tracking not update? This was a bug I had fixed ages ago, and apparently it's screwy again. Let me see. Actually, I should check. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did fix it. Loading. Joke loot boxes, yes. Jock is from University Point. Yeah, so I'm guessing the designer of that cell just grabbed the wrong object. Oh, okay. Looks like miscellaneous. Okay, it is set up correctly. Okay, I was worried about... Wait, was that... Did we have the quest for... Nope, not that one. I think I just saw Sheffield, yeah. Okay, so we really need to get that Nuka-Cola for him. We'll leave him high and dry. Alright, let's check out the status here while we're here. Doing the tour, cleaning up our settlements. Collecting the peoples. Another one that just needs defense. Oh, we're halfway to level 2, though. Or level 1, rather. Alright, let's let all these numbers sort themselves out. Sunshine starting to pop some stuff. Alright, we got room for more people here. Yeah, 4 out of 15. So it looks like defense. It's always defense. Every settlement's slacking on their defense. But do we have anyone who can... What is everybody even doing in this town? I don't know that. I guess one person's going to be the mayor. You're on food duty. Who else we got in here? Oh, everybody's asleep. You're on food duty. So we got 2 farmers. And this one's probably the mayor. Nope, caravaneer. Okay, yeah, that can't get rid of the caravaneer. I guess we could get someone off of food, but it looks like they're self-sufficient here with food, so I'll just leave them. Happiness is great, so they will definitely still recruit people. So we'll just leave it. They'll get defense eventually. All right, off to. Let's go back. Let's go to the inn. You guys said I could probably find some Nuka-Cola at the inn. From the what are the brothers' names? The Borofsky or something. Wait, does Takahashi sell anything but noodles?
And just say yes.
Just say yes? Nope, just noodle cups.
It's all he understands.
All right, where is the inn? I think that's like down one of these side streets. Well, I'm all sorts of mixed up. Here it is, dugout inn.
I can't believe you eat that food. Only one thing worth buying in the dugout inn, and that's the booze.
Man's gotta eat. What can I say?
A real Diamond City boy.
Getting his Salisbury steak on.
Just a minute, Yetim. I am in middle of story. So then, I am crossing river, right? Wearing nothing but a smile. When out comes the most dangerous of all sea monsters, a Mirelurk.
A Mirelurk? Come on. That's like 2 out of 10 points of danger tops. Now, if you want to talk something really deadly.
Redeem! I forgot you were there, you fiend. What is it?
You know what? Never mind. I'll handle it myself.
All right,
Jesus bar? I killed a man for it. No, I kid. He is dead, though. Now, let me know when you're ready to order.
Yeah.
Let's see what you have.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, I can see McDougan or Dugan or whatever his name stalking behind me, trying to recruit me for the quest. No Nuka-Cola, huh? I guess I might have to cheat. Just add it in. I see. Nope, he gave up. Oh, I thought for a second this was going to be Ed Rock.
Talk to Abbott at the wall if you want a history lesson.
No, thank you.
You read the paper? Damn sense. Hiding among.
I wonder if there's some Nuka-Cola just laying around out here I can just snag.
The paper's telling the truth.
Where are you gonna go, huh?
Oh,
Make your way
a
to the
customer.
Commonwealth with all those
No, I don't need a room. I'm good.
Hi there. You can order drinks and food here or at the bar.
Sorry, Deegan. Not interested today. It's one of my favorite quests, but not this playthrough. Alright. So nobody's got Nuka-Cola. No wonder Sheffield's screwed. No one in Diamond City has any Nuka-Cola. Alright. Out to the outfield. The Ron is just getting rich off of us today. Wait, maybe there's no Nuka-Cola in the trash. Bummer. Steal it from Shen. Does Shen sell Nuka? I go check on. I didn't even think about Shen.
Hey!
But first, we got to talk to our man here.
You won't find a more comprehensive depository of information in the Commonwealth.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we?
What are we up to? I think I've recruited like
you in the market for?
I'm looking for
3 or 4 people already today. All right, I guess I'm curious. Let's try intelligence again.
Smart.
Sorry?
No, it is all done. Okay. Come on, buddy.
A little knowledge can be a profitable thing.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent.
I'm looking for someone.
All right. I feel like Archon's gonna be endurance or intelligence. Seems like the play here.
It's tough.
Say no more. This is who you're looking for. Come back again. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll go stop over at Shang's shack and shake him down for some Nuka-Cola. Oh, Shen has some on the outside of his shack to sneak and steal it. Okay, I can do that. Got to use these stealth points for something. He's over here, right?
Shang, what have I told you about keeping the lake clean? Don't make me shut down this little stand of yours.
Every drop of water that comes out of that filter is 100% pure. Why's a legitimate businessman like myself always gotta be hassled by city regulation, huh?
It's a health hazard, Shang.
It's a profit hazard is what I say. I manage the water, and I'll do it without your interference, thank you very much.
And hidden.
Hey, I think those Bobrow brothers are looking for you.
Why are they looking for me? Oh, is that the... Did they start up the quest for Travis? I still haven't even talked to Travis yet.
Sometimes you gotta wonder, does anyone fight back? Institute has to have enemies, right?
What?
Where are you, Sheffield?
That's a fairy tale, man. They don't exist.
Nah, I heard.
Where's he hiding at?
He knows a guy that works for him. They got a
Sheffield.
Friggin' hole. Guru.
crime heads all over.
Follow the Freedom Trail. Oh, I must have heard.
Got chems right here for you, brother.
Oh.
Hey, Solomon.
Got everything you could need. Med-X, Mentats, whatever.
How about Jet?
I'll take a look. Sure.
Check it out.
Yes, he's got some Jet. Well, that's a pretty steep price for something made out of Brahmin dung, buddy. But we've got some junk to sell you. Here you go. Take some. Oh, what is all this stuff I'm carrying? Oh, it's probably like my leftover equipment from before I grabbed Wes's stuff. What else do I have that you can take? Because I want your caps. I do not want to give you any caps. You can take some buff out. I'm never using that. And I think I need Daddy-O for a quest later, so we'll hang on to that. Let's see, I don't use Med-X. Can we do one more? Yep. Ta-da! More caps for the Ron. Okay. We're still looking for Sheffield here.
Read all about it. Institute replaces people with machines. Are you next?
Who needs a haircut? Everyone needs a haircut.
You've been listening this whole
Step
time.
up.
Hey, quiet, all right?
Anybody see him? Am I blind? Where does he even wander to? Oh, there he is. I have a map. Aha, I had a marker for him.
Hey, Sheffield.
Cola, Nuka-Cola.
Here you go.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Sheffield. What do you think about coming to work for me?
Really? You mean it?
Sarcastic.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, I'll do it.
He immediately got assigned to well digger. All right. Now I forgot where we were headed next. Man, it's just like giving us the full tour today. This is great. We're going to see all the settlements. See how Somerville's doing. Sneak into Travis' room and put Chang in charge of the radio. Kyle Harris, I was just at Somerville Settlement and my city plan was level 2, but when I went there and was looking around, my plots were blowing up. Something messed up. We're supposed to do that. It just means your plots are changing. So there's the default option is to allow the city plan to upgrade and change plots. And so it'll sometimes explode them and turn them into different things. Oh, I know this is a nice divisive character in the mod. A lot of people dislike this guy.
Hey, I want to talk to you right now. These cheese dicks tell me you're the boss here. From the way they talk you up, I was expecting some kind of 20-foot giant with a schlong to match. I guess that's what I get for believing people like this. But I'll give you a chance to prove me wrong. You actually the one with the hangers here?
I think both the writing and the voice actor, incidentally, it turned out this is like Jason Mewes, the character. Sounds like him, and it sounds like something Jay and Silent Bob would be saying with all his dialogue.
What? Who are you?
I'm asking the questions here. I hear a bunch of shit about how some savior is going around rebuilding the Commonwealth. You're gonna tell me if you're the brains behind all that. Right fucking now.
That's right.
Good. It's about goddamn time. Now, to the point. You're a fucking disgrace. You even aware that you got a radar problem? Won't be too long before they start coming after the dumps you've been setting up. If you really think you deserve to be boss around here, then go prove it. Kill every last one of those motherfuckers.
How many raiders?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere between 5 and 50. Doesn't really fucking matter. Now does it?
So I just need to wipe out a few raiders. Done.
You ain't done shit yet. Go do it. Then, we'll see if you're really deserving of all this talk. Oh, and when you get to the stash, if you find something shiny like a bracelet or a ring or anything like that, grab that too.
Excuse me.
What the fuck are you still doing here?
I love that
Deal
line.
with those raiders before I lose my patience.
The way he says that is awesome. What the? Oops. Show on map. We're doing a lot more raider killing today than I expected. All right, off we go. Yeah, we didn't do a ton of. I see you guys talking about the how does he talk to the female characters. He doesn't really talk, or a lot of our characters talk the same either way. I think Jake is really the only one we kind of went all in on the having two versions of the lines, because it takes a lot more setup. It's a lot more work to record all the dialogue lines. It's just a lot more work across the board. So it's pretty rare that we differentiate other than with Jake. Oh, good. Meyer lurks. Any others? Yep. Oh, he's too far away.
What the hell was that?
Oh, God. What's happening? Oh, good. Stealth kicked in. Where are you guys? Huh? Oh.
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that?
Oh, I'm a terrible shot again. There it is. Oh, I love the design of this little section over here. It's got that the little elevator thingy you can take across there. Whoops. Oh, you survived that. Where'd you go? Here's someone behind me. I wonder if I'm wearing my headphones backward again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who said that? Well, your bullets aren't hitting for anything. Wes's armor is overpowered, apparently. Ta-da. That's it? Give me your loot. I need to get more ammo or more money for our boy the Ron. That's some real good collision you got there, Bethesda. Oh, where's our... Here we go. Poke. Ow. Anybody else? I don't see any red icons on my map. Oh, there he is. Oh, missed. You're lucky I'm a terrible shot. Oh man, it's gonna take a few bullets to take this guy out. One more. Hey, there we go. I don't remember if it's even worth going. Console commands? Not currently. Oh, see something I can shoot. Have I not leveled up today? That seems odd. I feel like I've been stuck at level 29 forever. Leveling goes slow when you're not questing. Although I guess I have been doing quests. I'm just doing... I think these are all... Most of these quests are set to super low or no XP. Ornate locket. There we go. Some jet. All worth the trip. Yeah, the rest of that's garbage. Alright. Oscar Fry, since you're at this location, I have a question. There's a CC mod quest that makes a stop at Concord and here. Do you know if that quest gets bugged by Concord building up to the settlement? I do not know. What is this right here? Oh, that's just my power armor. Yeah, I'm not sure if it bugs or not. Uh-oh, he's wandering away. Where are you going, Isaiah? Meet me back there. Yeah, I'm not aware of any issues with the CC content. Oh, where did Isaiah go off to? Oh, he went to Diamond City. Okay. Alright, well, let's check here, see what the status is. How are you guys doing? So you have terrible defense. Your happiness is in the toilet. That's not great. You guys got any recreational plots we can take care of that with? Let's just cheat this situation. Let's see. No one's equipped on that one. No one's on that one. Okay. Test your luck. How did they get... Is that what level is this? I got a level 2 casino. Well, no wonder you guys are unhappy. Level 2 casino and you don't have enough food or defense yet. Gotta get your priorities sorted out. Let's see here. Caravan's good. Yeah, really, they just need somebody on defense. So what are you guys doing here? What is your job? You're a scavenger.
Whole place is run by robots.
Okay, so that must mean I think the scavenger is junk gathering, if I recall correctly. So we're gonna move you over to. You're gonna work this elevated platform here. Up we go. There we go. These guys really need to... I wonder if I have defense too low in the priority for the assignment. Seems like that's been a common theme, all these settlements I go to. They're all short on defense. Okay, and we're going to change this one because I don't ever... Oh, it's level 2 too? What a waste. I don't really want junk gathering. If you ever... The junk gathering is designed basically for people who want old school sim settlements, who just want to collect loot for themselves. So if you're just interested in playing the mechanics, then these junk gathering ones are not for you. And we're always short on organics, so we'll switch to that for next time someone shows up.
When I grow up, I'm gonna have my own farm and make other people do all the work. Hello.
Good goals, lady. Let's see. I don't really need to train luck, so we're gonna change this guy out. Let's just get a happiness plot here. One of these patches, I have to like sneak in an update that makes luck secretly the best stat. So then all of you guys who have been grinding out super settlers will get rewarded. Luck is definitely the worst stat for SS2. All right, did you finish building your thing up there? No, she's still building it. Yeah, I've heard about the tunnel snakes can bug out for some people, but I've tested it myself because I was really curious about that to figure out like why that would be happening, because we've had other issues. In fact, part of SS2 is written with this in mind. If you've ever gotten the pop-up where it says SS2 startup failed, when all that Creation Club content came out, a lot of people were reporting that random mods would just quit working. They'd be like, stuff wouldn't start, and so everyone pointed it at tunnel snakes, but I've been able to replicate it without tunnel snakes. So I think it actually has to do with, as far as I can tell, you have too many quests start up at the beginning of the game. And there's not just quests like, quests with objectives. There's also quests people use for dialogue or for managing gameplay elements. Like SS2 uses dozens of quests to manage all the gameplay systems. And some of those can just fail to start up if the game's over busy. And I think the Creation Club stuff just makes it worse because they start up so many quests. Like every dog that you have installed starts another quest to track it, and like all of those the different player homes, startup quests. There's like dozens of quests that can start up from the CC content. So I think the issue is actually just too many quests at startup. That's why I like a mod like that Captain Coots put out to delay the Creation Club content is amazing if you're going to use that stuff. Oh, more radiation. Cheat time. FW2B52A. Wait, what happened there? Oh, I mistyped it. Let's just go back and use the old one. There it is. Chapter 3, our target right now is we had originally, when we laid out our production cycle, it was to beat Starfield to launch. So our goal was pre-November, but yeah, no guarantees. Like, because we definitely, with each expansion, we're remembering the lessons of the previous one more, so we tend to spend more time, like we know what bugs to target. So like I think most of you would agree that Chapter 2's launch was better than SS2's, and SS2's was better than Conqueror as far as launch bugs. So we're slowly, but every time then to, you know, make the launch cycle smoother means that, wait, unoccupied, what? To make the launch cycle smoother means that it takes longer for us to get stuff out. I got unassigned. Where? What the heck? Alright, where is that lady? I gave you a very important job over here. Is it you? What is your job? Are you scavenging again?
Hi there. On second thought.
No, I just want to see. What are you assigned to? You're assigned to nothing. Oh, she took on the recreational plot, and that interrupted her building this. That makes sense. That makes sense. Also, what's going on with this? There it is. So what is this right here? Oh, I bet I'm highlighting, like right here, I'm probably highlighting one of the little work markers. Okay, so I have no idea if I just like double assign somebody now. As long as the caravan services is got somebody, I'm okay. Come on, any day now, settler. This is the longest level 1 plot build ever. There we go. Okay, alright, happiness is on the rise. That's what we want to see. Defense is full. Nope, defense is not full. I didn't think it would be. I was like, that doesn't seem right, but... okay, so the meter's finally updated there. So it says we have only half our people have jobs. Oh, I bet the kids are counting toward the population, but they can't have jobs. Or they can't be... They're probably set up to not be assignable. Oh, I hate when Bethesda does that. It's so irritating. So I think we're permanently going to be shy on jobs and homes here because those kids are flagged as... They're probably flagged as population, but not assignable. So, well. Okay. Well, this place is going to just be permanently kind of screwed. That's all right. Oh, look at our organic materials are on the rise again. Fantastic. Okay, now I got to remember, return to Isaiah. We got to chase him down. Let's see. My bet is he races off somewhere else by the time we get to him. They're supposed to wait for like a day at each location they visit, but I haven't tested that in a while. I can never... one of the problems I have with how complicated all of our systems have gotten is that just because something worked at one point, I can't assume that it is going to... that it continues to work forever, because we'll fix one thing and then we break 6 others, or vice versa. Alright, I guess maybe he's hanging out right outside? Kids can farm only. Yeah, I think but I think I have the auto assign code set up to only grab NPCs that are commandable, if I'm remembering correctly. So that like it was trying to avoid some issues with certain quest NPCs like Ronnie Shaw. Like I don't want her to get broken, but I can't recall. But clearly that kid's not getting assigned. All right. Oh, I guess he's at maybe he's at Hangman's. Wonder why I didn't. Why wasn't the marker close to Hangman's Alley? Wait, is he just trapped inside of a what is this over here? Oh, there he goes. He was visiting this invisible building.
I mean, did you kill those assholes?
Didn't find anything.
I've got that locket back for you.
You did? I mean, what are you fucking talking about? I didn't send you out to find no fucking locket. Fine. No use hiding it anymore, I guess. That locket is mine. It was mine before those assholes took it from me. Don't give me that look! No, I'm not into shit like this. It used to belong to my daughter. There's nothing special about it other than who wore it. It's all I've got left of her now. So, you bringing this
The
back
guy's yelling
means
in
a
the
lot.
fight next to us.
Now I can put this in the past.
Well, Isaiah's pouring his heart out to me.
Where it belongs.
Come on, tell me the whole story. Who were you before all this?
Fuck it. I already told you too much about the locket. And you've been straight with me so far. Suppose you've earned some story time. Doubt you'll be surprised by this, but I'm a raider. Or at least I was. Before I came to this shit heap you people call the Commonwealth. Didn't choose the lifestyle, was born into it. Clan my parents were in has been gone some 50 years. But they were weak. Weak like the clans here. I found my way into different groups for a while. Never found one worth a shit. Found out that I started building a reputation, though. I didn't have to take over a clan, like most bosses. I had one form around me. Couple years, and we had the whole area west of here to ourselves. There were a lot of good years there. Nobody dared trying to step up to us. Those who forgot why, we left piles of charred bodies as a reminder. Problem is, when you're strong, you wipe out all the easy prey. Only ones left to fight were strong. Another clan showed up, tough as we were. I won, but I lost almost everything doing it. And now I'm here. Fact is, settling down is sounding pretty damn good after all that. You're the first one I've come across worth a damn. I know you got places all over where I could settle down. What do you say?
Oh, you're holding out.
There's more to this story.
All right. Yeah, there is more. Don't know why you want to hear it, but fine. I already told you about the other clan. They shouldn't have even been able to touch us, but we were sold out, betrayed. A woman from my clan turned her back on us. I don't know what they offered her, but she knew everything about us. To hit right where it would hurt. I should have seen it coming. But when that woman is the mother of your only child, you think maybe, just maybe, she wouldn't stab you in the back. They hit us hard. Wiped us out to a man. Except me and my daughter. I carved a path through all of those bastards and got her away safe. The two of us managed to walk away from it. More than anybody else from the war can say. Tired of walking though. So do you want me around or what?
You're holding out. Wait, isn't that what I just asked him? Let's see. Let me try it again.
There's more to this story.
I did what any man worth his ammo did. I got even. They were weak from fighting, but they decided to celebrate their victory over me.
Wait, what's going on?
They never saw
Oh, I hate this part of Bethesda's AI.
Every
Just don't let people
one of them.
auto walk
One
during a
death
conversation.
for each of my guys kept going, kept killing. Until I found the treacherous bitch behind it all. She was the last one left.
Well, I guess we're doing a walk and talk.
Tried to talk her way out of that too. Said they set her up. Told me she loved me and that she was sorry. Kept talking too. Right up until I tore her lying throat out. She choked on her last alongside the rest. All of them dead because of her. After that, I went back to my daughter and did my best to raise her myself. couldn't trust another clan with a young girl. So we kept on for the coast. The older she got, the more she disapproved of the way I provided for her. Only a matter of time before she left me behind and moved on. Next town we came to, she ran for it. Threw a locket back at me and yelled that she's no use for an old raider like me. Town heard it, and that was that. Probably thought I kidnapped her or something. They were ready to shoot. So I just grabbed the locket and ran. Don't know why I kept going after losing her, but when I got to the Commonwealth, I tried to get back to all I've ever known and join a clan. Didn't work out. Bastards had no respect for experience. I should have gone and got that locket back myself. But I'm getting too old for this shit. Anyway, no use crying over it. I'm not. But my daughter was right. It's time to move on. And this seems a good place to start. What do you say?
Sure, go ahead.
Good
That's a good little backstory.
I mean, you didn't really
I don't think I've
have
ever
to,
heard all of it.
But still, good choice. Where should I set up?
All right, I'll join the party. You can be on definitely on security. Actually, I should scan him. I'm curious what his stats. Written by Zero Division. Let's see. Scan. Oh yeah, agility. Awesome. So you can go to the security department. All right, now we're right outside Diamond City for some more Ron action. We'll do one more settler, and then we're gonna go into chat mode. So I'll just hang out and talk to you guys. Although we've been talking quite a bit because there's a lot of load screens going on while I keep going back to the Ron. Oh, I forgot to ask what he can do. You're right. It just felt awkward to ask him what he can do after he just told me that heartfelt story. I didn't want it like, all right, maybe I'll have you around. What can you do for me? It just seemed like a dick question to ask. Yeah, Karvaki, that guy belongs in all of your towns.
What? You got a staring problem?
My instinct there was to look for Sheffield again, but we already recruited him. What's our cap situation? All right, we still got enough for 4 more settlers before we gotta go selling more gear. The runs.
Hello to you.
Hey.
You won't find a more comprehensive depository of information in the Commonwealth.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of
Oh, but I
attributes
just
you
realized
market
that
for?
man, I really want to open the CK right now because like we asked for endurance and we got a guy who's clearly his high stat was agility. So I'm gonna put him down. So Isaiah as an example on my notes for that other problem. So Isaiah came up when asking for endurance. Okay. So I guess it feels kind of random right now. So I guess we'll try strength.
Here, this lead should get you what you're looking for. Come back again. Oh yeah.
All right, who do we got next? Show on map. Oberlin Station. Oh, I gotta walk outside though. I really should allow you to fast travel from the Ron's office just because of this mechanic. It's like coming back here all the time. Oscar Fries. So there actually is a. I know it's not the joke you meant with old pre-war memes, but there is there is a radiant to collect information for the Ron. We had more depth to the Ron's like radiant system, but we ran into some problems with technical issues. We couldn't figure out how to pull something off. I don't remember what it was, but there was something we were trying to do with him that I just couldn't figure out how to get working. Oh, did the person leave on our Yep. the downside to the traveling mechanic for the recruitable settlers. Hey, nice level up. It's fun to see them traveling around, but once in a while that happens. When you fast travel over to them, they get ahead of you. All right, what's going on here while we're here? 6 out of 2 settlers. That can't be right. What's going on with our HUD? Alright, so it looks like defense is our weakness here. I don't like that 6 out of 2. I think I want to make a save here so I can figure out what's going on with the HUD. I am using a, and maybe you guys are seeing that same weird issue. I'm using a beta version of the HUD right now because we've got some changes to it coming in the next patch for HQ stuff. So I don't know if that's impacting that or if that's just some buggy thing in the code to detect the max settlers. I could believe either. Alright, what are you guys doing? Is any of you just lazing around? You're a mechanic, so
Ain't looking for
might
trouble,
use
I
you. What are you? What is a mechanic then? A machine disassembler is what I was thinking. Mechanic must be... What are you working? Let's see. Scan... I don't remember what a mechanic is. Okay, you're a guard. You're working correctly. What are you up to? You're a teardown expert. Oh, we got a lot of industrial here in Oberland. I don't know why I said it like that. Is it Oberland or Oberland? What about up here? Anybody hanging out up here? No? Oh! Through the window. Oh, a visiting addict. Okay. They're addicted to industrial. They just can't get enough gears and circuit breakers. I think we can afford to give up one of our, let's see, we've got quite a bit of machine parts there. I guess we'll take a risk. Put you on security. Eventually somebody will come along and replace you. Come on over here. Oh, this is a level 2 plot too. This will give us a ton of defense. And then as always, power. It's just the bane of our existence. Until we get to those advanced. Okay, so that should update the defense pretty heavily there. Just give the HUD a second to catch up, make sure we're at full. I can't imagine we're not. It's a big old boost. Oh, Yagi, this is what you tried to ask me about before. Okay. Yeah, that's very odd. Alright, why isn't the defense going up? There's no way our defense needs are higher than that. That should be plenty. I just need to trigger the HUD to update. Alright, let's see. Save. Let's see. LP day 22. Oberland. Settler count bug. Hopefully I remember what that means. Okay, yeah, still defense is saying it's not full. That cannot be right. But happiness is on the rise now, so that's good. Oh, this is just not giving any defense right now. We need to refresh this guy. Refresh. Oh, I wonder if it's because we don't have power? No, it has power. Why are you not giving... There it goes. There's our defense. How about you? Are you, Yeah, you're giving me power. I was like, you screwing me over too here? Come on, HUD. Update. There it goes. Full defense. Alright, happiness on the rise. That's really what I want to see in all of them. As long as happiness is on the rise, we'll get more people, and then eventually you'll get enough people to just solve all these problems. Alright, where are you headed? Where's this person headed to? Let's try our luck at Diamond City. Bond 142 have the Ron pay 20 caps instead of 1 for any folder build in quest items. Yeah, I think that was I think that was one of the things we were trying to do. We were trying to make the Ron pay for this person must be heading to Somerville, I guess. We were trying to make the Ron buy certain things at a higher rate, and I think we couldn't do that without editing vanilla records. I think that's what it was. I think we were going to have him buy a whole bunch of information related things like the technical documents and the folders and stuff, but we couldn't get it working. The folders, that rings a bell. Something to do with the with item costs. We didn't have a way to jack it up. There's probably a way to do it with like a special perk or something, and I think it was one of those things where the juice wasn't when you were at the squeeze. I was going to have to put in a whole bunch of time testing and researching stuff, and then it was like, we got other stuff to worry about. Oh, mechanic was my power plot?
You're the one in charge here, right?
Okay.
I've been looking for you. Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh, this guy will upgrade. This will unlock food, I think.
About what?
Name's Jason Martin. I used to be a caravan guard running.
Oh no, it's the same voice actor as the one that unlocks food.
I'll do any job you like and keep an eye on things while
This
I'm
is
at
Space
it.
Fiddle.
What do you say?
Tell me about yourself.
Sure. I grew up in a big trading family in the capital wasteland. When I was old enough, my folks sent me out on caravan runs to learn the trade. Learned to fight early on. One of my first runs, we got sandwiched by raiders and super mutants. Not many walked away from that one. Picked up a gun afterward and never looked back. Been guarding caravans ever since and seen a lot more than most ever get the chance to. Given what I've heard of you, I think we'd be a good match in terms of gold.
Yeah. Mod Hunter failed to defend Conquest. I always ignore the vanilla.
Nice to meet you.
The vanilla defense quests, unless I happen to be like right next to them.
I'm ready to land and call
The penalty for losing those defense is so low. I just don't even care.
Been a guard most of my life. You have a place you want safe and sound? Put me there and I'll make it happen.
Quester WI. All the info missions I have been getting from the Ron are all labeled credit cards. That could be a bug in the system. It's supposed to be a random radiant, but another one I haven't messed with in a long time.
All right, let's get started.
You won't regret this. Show me where you want me, and I'll get to it.
All right, let's keep filling up Sunshine. What's your stats, buddy? All right, nice security guard. Fantastic. Wait, what the hell is this? What in the heck? What is that?
Who's that? Time to reel him in.
What is he building? I've never seen this before. What in the hell is this? It's got some paint. Ooh, chems. What do we got here? Hey, there we go. He's turning this statue into a piece of art. Is he just trying to repair it? This is an awesome encounter. How have I never seen this? It's like I don't play this game. That's awesome. that's fantastic. I don't know how I've never seen that before. I guess I just haven't combed up and down the coast in the map. Well, all right then. So I guess we'll go, since we've got our host of people over here, I'm going to go hang out at Sunshine. We'll make our save for the night, and then we'll go into chat mode. Just gonna chill out for a little bit. I've done enough recruitment quests for the day. We got a boatload of settlers. Just a whole ton. So my goal, I think I posted in the, oh, we're so close to level up. In the thread I have for this playthrough, I think I put my goal is to see how many people we can get in HQ. This is a good way to start. Yeah, who did we get today? We got Carne Assad, we got Sheffield, we just got Jason Martin. Who else did we score today? Andrew Docker.
So bad my eyeballs are swimming.
Thanks, Hubert. Good to hear. Hubert's idle lines are amazing. Who else did we score today? Wait, we still got Audra and Knox we can send over, but those are from last episode.
I wish we had new comic books.
Sorry, can't help you, kiddo. I know we sent more people than that here. Oh, we got Isaiah. What else did we get? Well, apparently everybody's still wandering over here slowly. So we'll All right, let's do our final save for the evening. Wait, who's that coming over here? Oh, we still got the children at them. They haven't left yet, even though I pulled Hubert off leadership. All right, well, I'll take it. I'll take some free defenders. All right, save LP day 22, end of session. And then we're going to go to set. This time of day is fine. Time scale to 0.1. Nope, 0.1. And then we'll go to TFC. We can watch our people wander around. All right. Well, that was a good session. So I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. You guys have any things you want to ask me about? If you want me to show you any how to do certain things or questions or whatnot, or questions about patch content, I'm happy to talk about all that stuff. But yeah, just chill and chat now. Good day, Lachlan. How are you? The settler recruit cap via the RON. There really isn't one. It's just a matter of like a lot of the different settlers have requirements to them. So it'll be like you have to have a certain number of industrial at a settlement or a certain number of agricultural, and that'll attract those particular NPCs. Like I think Archon, the one we've been trying to get, I think is looking for a certain amount of industrial, so which we have quite a lot at a lot of different settlements. So one of the ways to make sure you unlock them all is to just make sure you build focused settlements on the different types. So make sure you have, one settlement with a bunch of agricultural, one settlement with a bunch of industrial, one with a bunch of commercial. Like one of the groups we're not going to get right now are all the people who are attracted to commercial, because I have not been building hardly any anywhere, because it's definitely the lowest priority when. Oh, we got somebody incapacitated. Uh-oh. So yeah, the Ron's recruitment, I can't remember how many settlers total we have. I think it's, I want to say it's over 50, but that might include some of the people you get from the main quest too. But we have a boatload of unlockable characters. It's quite a few, so we're nowhere near there. But I'm pretty sure I can fill up HQ with almost no generic settlers, with just like named people and companions. I could fill that place up, which will be fun. That's actually something I'm hoping to pull off with this playthrough, since I'm not doing one of my psychotic playthroughs where I let the audience build my load order, which always is fun. The reason, I actually really loved doing that in my last two Let's Play series. But the problem is over time it becomes super unstable, and then I spend almost as much time troubleshooting my load order as I do actually playing the game, and I just don't have time for that anymore. Let's see. Mount 142, does getting a printing press building type get Katie any new comics to talk about? No, that is something that would be fun to do. Like, it'd be cool to do, and it's something that I wouldn't be surprised if Cynical would be excited to do, especially because there's reference to Katie wanting to make her own comic books. I think I mentioned this when we recruited Katie. It would be fun to do a after you get them, if you have a magazine press, to have the magazine throw into rotation a Katie made comic book about Franklin the Martian and have it like kind of drawn like a child. Like that would be a really awesome Easter egg to sneak in there. Nick Carter, will the big HQ update fix the issue with the status bar at the top not showing all the icons' numbers sometimes? I'll probably just add in like the ability to force that to refresh, because it rarely ever happens to me, so it's not something I've been able to debug. But there's the system we use to do custom HUD work in SS2 is a mod called HUD Framework. And HUD Framework, what it does is, those little messages in the top left corner of your screen? They're called, what are they called in the code? Notification style, I think. Those type of messages can only happen every so many seconds, like only so many on your screen at a time. And the way HUD Framework works is it sends messages to that corner, and they have a certain special character in them that HUD Framework's flash file can detect, and it plucks them out. But the problem is it can only do so many at a time, and so if there's a lot of traffic in the HUD, like if there's a whole bunch of HUD stuff happening either from other mods that use the HUD, or if SS2 just has a burst of activity and it tries to update the HUD, then the HUD can just drop requests. So then I think right now the way the HQ HUD works is when you first arrive in HQ each time, it'll try and fill up that top bar, because one of the things I did with the HQ code is we over-engineered the crap out of it. We actually set up HQ to be able to support custom departments, so that if somebody else wants to make their own HQ for a different faction, they could have different named departments. So that, and they could have different icons. So that HUD up there is all dynamic at the top. So it has to fill when you first arrive at HQ. And if HUD framework happens to be super busy, it can drop that request, and then it never gets called again, because it's a complicated request to tell it like, hey, here's the department names, here's their icons, etc. So long way of in techno jargon of saying that yes, I will try and come up with a solution for people who run into that issue. Oscar Fry, do you think you'll ever add more adult-like plots, like a gentleman plot? No, we're not going to put anything like that in the base mod. You know, more power to anybody who wants to do that, but we basically are using, like, we use Bethesda's kind of content limitations. So, like, we don't put in, like, child killing into the mod, and we don't put like forced nudity or anything that's overtly sexual in there, because Bethesda has their, like, Bethesda.net stuff will reject it, and we want to be available to Xbox players. And like some of that stuff, it's a real fine line between being to where it's like considered tasteless to the majority. So like I think it's pretty common knowledge that like sex mods and stuff are considered you know, not something the average normie wants to see. And we have a good mix of audience of people who are into whatever, like who are totally down with all the, you know, the realities of an apocalypse are going to be that things are going to get dark, and like in real life has a lot of that of like, you know, just adult stuff, like you said. Like it's actually one of those funny things. I remember seeing an interview with the guys who did The Witcher talking about how like it was, you know, like it was funny to them that it was such a big deal that there were sex scenes in The Witcher, because it's like, well, humans, like, we all have sex, like that's just normal part of things. So it's funny to them that, and it should be funny to all of us, that that's like considered like tasteless and controversial to put that stuff in a game, when we put in blowing each other's heads off, like, you know, like that's just normal to just kill each other in a video game, but then sex is the weird thing. But it is what it is. I think we had a conversation about this with one of my writers in a podcast once of, I think what it is it's like, it feels awkward to like what is your goal by putting sex content in? Like this is why one of the reasons we don't do it from outside of the we want to get on Bethesda.net is like, what is our goal? Are we trying to like get the player horned up? like what is the, you know what I mean? Like what is our goal for putting it in? And so we just opt not to do it. But there's plenty of people who have done it, and I have no objection to it. Like we're not going to like try and get a add-on pack removed if they want to put that stuff in. In fact, I think there was for SS1. Does anybody know, did any of those get ported forward to SS2? There were some like bordello type plots. So like, I mean, that you can find them. I don't know if they made it ported to SS2. I think they did though. I think almost everything got ported to SS2 now, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Canuck, unsure if you saw at the start, unlocked Boston Airport with BOS car could only build city plans with SS2. Bogger design. I remember I could build plots in SS1. Unlocked Boston Airport could only build city plans with SS2. So the way Boston Airport is set up is it has limited it's limited to what you can build in it, I believe. I think you need a mod to unlock full building at Boston Airport. So we didn't mess with it at all. If you mean you can't build plots there, that's not intentional. It might just be like an oversight, because you have to have like a certain flag on settlements to allow to build things. Lachlan, I'm still having CPD quest vision. I can't figure out what's causing them. Can save files be analyzed to figure out what's happening? Sometimes CPD has had issues since launch that we haven't fixed. I fixed a bunch of their issues, but the real deep stuff I haven't touched out of fear of breaking it worse. So like I know some of the radiants are broken, but like I've tried to at least fix the maiden quest line in the CPD, and as far as I know, it's working. I played through it successfully on this playthrough. But I know there's still a lot of reported CPD issues where I've just been afraid to touch them, and I will eventually. I'm not gonna ignore them forever. But it's a scary quest line to dive into, because how many people have touched it? Like it was a really complicated quest line to put together, and it was touched by a lot of people. And then midway through Chapter 2 development, we had a merge fail, and CPD got wrecked. Like all their quests got screwed up, and we had to go redo a bunch of work. So it's scary to work on those quests, which is why you haven't seen a lot of patchwork on them for a while. Jay Slockrans, thank you again for another donation. Always love hearing about behind the scenes things and your thoughts. Thanks for these streams. I love doing them, and I love talking, as you guys have probably gathered. That's why I had a podcast for a while, and why I will sit here for an hour or two and just chat with you guys. It's fun. Velen Love for Masters. I'm having an issue with 2 SS2 plots. 1, Crystal Cavern not converting BM and OM to RM. 2, surface mining operation converting BM to BM but not OM. Also, it is missing a level 3. Oh, well, I'll put those on my... if you reported those on the forums, has anybody else verified that? As long as somebody can verify that, it'll end up on my bug tracker, and I'll get it fixed. But I mean, I'm assuming you know what you're doing, but definitely post it on the forums to make sure that others can verify it, and then somebody will put it on the tracker. Quester WI, I've been watching others doing SS2 playthroughs, and they are having the same issue of the named NPC stats not being what they asked Theron for. Is there a fix in the works? I just found out about that tonight, Quester, so I ran into the same thing. I wasn't aware that that was an issue, so this is my first time hearing about it. So it's on my... now that I have once I have a save with an issue in front of me, it's real easy to fix. So yes, it will get fixed. I don't know when, because I have so much stuff on my plate right now, and I'm focused on... HQ, and like the big 2 things that are going to be focused on for the next patch are fixing the caravan system, because we found a bunch of, like, you guys have been reporting issues with caravan services since launch of SS2, so like for well over a year, but they've been really hard to recreate, and finally figured out what was going on and has recoded the caravan services. But that's like a risky thing, because caravan services have become a pretty clutch plot for SS2. That was something like we saw it happening. It was one of those things where I was like, when IDEX Logistics Station came out for SS1, I was like, oh, that's a really cool plot. And then quickly found out it was like, oh, everyone who uses IDEX now considers that a must-have plot. And I remember being like, oh, that sucks. I don't like having must-have plots. And then we started building, and then when we decided to add in something similar to SS2 and it became a must-have plot, it was kind of like, all right, I guess this is just necessary evil. There's going to be one plot that's, the feature is so powerful that you're going to want it in every settlement. So I see why it happened to IDEX. And anyway, so it's really important that that feature works. And so that's going to be a major part of the next patch, is overhauling the code for the caravan services. And then obviously tons of HQ content. And then after that stuff is all stabilized and out, then I'll go back to attacking the rest of the bug fix list. Yeah, connect the plots at Boston Airport. I'm pretty sure you just need a mod for that. There are tons of mods that'll let you change the settlements. It's the Boston Airport, Mechanist Slayer is one other one. I believe that they, by default, they don't let you build certain things, and so pretty easy. Like I'm pretty sure we used the vanilla. The way it works is on the workbench. There's a thing called keywords in the creation engine, and all they are is like tags that say like, hey, oh good, we got more bots. Tags, they basically say like, hey, this thing has this feature, and with a buildable item you have to say like, okay, any workbench with this keyword you can build it at. And we use generic keywords for the plots, so that way it would just work with most settlements. So any of those fixes that let you build everything at a excuse me, I got hiccups, will work with plots too. Oscar Fry, is there a city plan for Vault 88? There is in, I think we have got another bot. We have a city plan. I think we have one default in the mod. We should have a basics for every settlement. And then if I'm not mistaken, if I could quickly get, actually, let me think. Could I quickly get there right now and check? Does anybody know offhand? First of all, I'll just ask if somebody else knows. Do you guys know, is there a Vault 88 basics? Does anybody know? I know there's one in our OTC because I helped build a section of it. No trick. Bring lots of ammo. It's going to be a big battle. Lachlan, why do the bots always pick on KingCast streams? I know. We get... they heard me talking about adult content, and they wanted to join in on the party. Some of the bot stuff that's going on with YouTube is crazy. Like the amount of comments that come. Like every time I post a video, I have to go through and like clean up like 6 to 10 bot posts of comments. Trying to link spam. It's crazy. If you guys have been following the old Elon Musk buying Twitter thing, like his thing lately about the bots on Twitter, I believe it 100%. I'm sure that's much higher. It's a huge percentage of Twitter users are bots. It's crazy how, because it's so easy to spoof it. I've sent in, my sister actually works at Twitter, so I've sent in reports to them of where I've found bot conversations where it's like multiple people having these insane conversations on Twitter, where like it's clear everybody involved is a bot, but it's written in just a human enough way where it's like maybe one of those is a real person, but then you like read through the conversation, you're like, no one would have that conversation. It'll be like a girl saying to a guy like I remember the time we went to see that movie, and then the guy will reply with are we having dinner tonight? And it's like no one's gonna, and like and then it kept going back and forth with these things where the conversation was like, okay, maybe they would say that, but you wouldn't do it in that order, and you wouldn't like without some transition, and you wouldn't have that conversation on a public Twitter like that. It would be like DMs. So it was like I've sent in stuff like that. And the same thing happens on YouTube. There'll be like these fake conversations that happen in the comments, and it's clearly what the bot networks are doing is they're trying to like build up a history on accounts so that it's not, so that way, because one of the bot detection things they do to stop links and stuff is they basically, as an account gets older, it's less likely to get flagged for posting stuff. So like fresh accounts get hit real hard by bot filters, and older accounts don't. So they're like building up history by just making random inane comments on different things. So that way, and then those accounts, they'll actually sell them to people who are looking to push out information. It's this crazy underground dark web network. It's really insane. So it's always I'm always curious how deep that web goes. Like what percentage of internet users period are just fake, which is not real people. Lachlan, have you ever considered adding any outdoor plots with the same area as the interior plots? No, I think I'm pretty happy with the plot sizes we have. Like we pretty much focus on, for the stuff we release from the team, we focus almost entirely on 2x2 and interior, because that feels like it gives a good good mix. So obviously we have a couple of 3x3s and 1x1s just to like show players that, hey, that size exists too, but otherwise we're kind of leaving that for the community to fill out. For chapter 3, I think we're following the same pattern. I think for the new building classes we're adding, there's going to be new 2x2s and new interiors, but they're all designed for the matching. Like you could build an exterior that fits on an interior plot. The issue is always that it just feels really awkward to players if it gets chosen at random. So add-on back authors out there, if you ever want to do that, if you want to build an exterior style building plan on a interior plot, or if you want to build like an interior style on like a 1x1 plot, the best thing to do is just turn off, there's a checkbox on your building plan where you can change it so that it doesn't auto select. At least I'm 99% sure. I know we had that in SS1. I don't see why I wouldn't have put that in SS2. But that would be the way to approach that if any of you designers are looking to fulfill that need. Choo Choo, welcome. Was the camera script ever updated to fix where it was not picking up some clothing items? No, that script I have to rewrite, but the reason I haven't done it yet, because I know what I have to do, but I feel like I already did it when I first wrote that code. So the camera that you get from Dylan that lets you acquire outfits, the way it works on a mechanical level is it quickly takes off all the items. Well, not all the items. It takes off certain items from an NPC, monitors for the items that were removed, and it has to do this really stupid way to detect this, because the base game, the scripts don't allow us to like query an NPC and say like, hey, what equipment do you have in slot X? There's no code for that for whatever reason. But there's a lot of like random things that are missing in Papyrus, and it seems like it means like just Bethesda never had a use for it. Otherwise they would have put Papyrus in for it. And some of these things are filled by R4SE, but I prefer to as much as possible, code without requiring F4SE. And so one of the hacks I came up with to detect what equipment NPCs were wearing so that the camera could work is we unequip their items, because we do have code to detect when items are added to an NPC's inventory or when they're unequipped, so we can detect when they're unequipped. And that is why the camera has that bright white flash that covers your whole screen, because it covers up the settlers or the NPC you're taking a picture of being naked for a split second. And I think when I originally did it, I had it unequip all of their gear, and it was recording that, and there was some problem with that, I believe, but I don't remember what it was. And so I instead changed it to it only unequips their main body slot and their helmet slot. And it turns out a lot of our equipment, or a lot of our outfits, don't use the main body slot or the helmet slot, and so then those get missed, so it looks like the picture doesn't take, because the picture only triggers if there was gear recorded. So it feels a little broken, but the reason it did that was to make sure that when you turned in a picture and you went to look through Dylan's inventory, you didn't feel like that system was broken. But instead it had the other effect of, now it feels like sometimes the camera is just broken, and it's actually just the camera's not detecting the gear because the gear is not flagged correctly. So what I have to do is I have to try setting it back to like, hey, just unequip every piece of equipment and record it all. At, you know, worst case scenario, what my guess is it was getting weird stuff. Like, it was probably getting, like, I know some mods use those off slots to like hide secret equipment for things, like to add like AI controllers and stuff, or, you know, it'll grab Pit Boys off of Vault 88, Vault Residence, stuff like that that you don't want to be for sale in Dylan's inventory. And I think that was what I was trying to prevent. So but I'm sure I can do it a little more where it can get more than what it does. But it's just been one of those low priority things because I have unlimited things to attack. Usually when I go in and start, you know, any of you guys who posts bug reports who has access to the Git, you'll see periodically like that I just burst down, all of a sudden 20 or 30 reports disappear, and that's it just depends on where my focus is. So when I'm working on an intense feature, then I spend a ridiculous amount of time on that. It'll be like every spare moment I have, it'll be like, kids are outside playing on the swings, so I can run down to the basement and code for 10 minutes. Stuff like that, where I'll just sneak in little bits, because it takes so long to get my head in the space of a certain type of coding. So for example, HQ, like the HQ code is crazy complex. So I'll sit down and I'll like get my head in that space and relearn how it all works. And now I need to focus every moment I can on coding out and fixing bugs before I forget it all. Because if I take, you know, a couple weeks off, I'm going to have to go back through that multi-hour process to relearn it all again. It's the same thing that's going to happen. That's been happening when I go into porting the Conqueror code. It'll take me hours just to like remember how Conqueror worked, and then I can start on the SS2 porting. And so since I'm doing both of those things right now, the Conqueror porting and the HQ coding, I haven't touched bugs in a while because I just need to use these, or while I'm working on these complex systems. Once I finish those two things, then I'll get back to my regular cadence of, you know, every week I'll spend, I don't know, between 4 and 10 hours on just bug fixing of old stuff that you guys have reported. But right now I'm kind of off of that just because I'm working on really complicated code. So long answer to your question, Choo-Choo, but yeah, I will get to it eventually, but it's just not high priority right now. Quester WI, a few of the city plans I use have interior plots outside, so I need to put roofs over the power and water plots. You don't need to put roofs on them, no. I think we did that a lot in our designs, especially for the basics plans, of just used them outside for non-residential. Usually the residential ones we put inside, but the others we were like, it's not terrible outside. And often we will put roofs on them if it's like a recreational or commercial. You should, in our city plans, we'll put roofs over them. The industrial or municipal, we often won't, because the designs generally seem to work inside or outside. And like, as long as they're, at least when we do them on our city plans, we usually put them like up against buildings, or we'll at least build back walls so that they at least can function. And roofs are not necessary. Roofs are only necessary for residential in the gameplay mechanics, but that system is super broken. I've talked about this before. I actually have a hack in Workshop Framework to turn off the need for shelter, because the shelter mechanic is just, It's just like bugged at the engine level, and so it's not worth using in my opinion. But if you go into Workshop Frameworks settings, it's under, is it, I think it's probably under settlement gameplay. Let's see, settlement gameplay, shelter mechanic. So I highly recommend everybody turn that off. It's on by default because Workshop Frameworks default settings are to just play as close to the vanilla game as possible. So that's off by default, but I would recommend or it's on by default, but I would recommend everybody turn it off. Mod Hunter sounds like you should use Mentats while coding. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, it's not a me thing. That's just like all coders will say the same thing about complicated code, especially like I think one of the things most of us coders hate is going back to our own code from years ago, because not only then do we have to relearn what we were thinking back then, but then we like think about how we're just like, wow, what an idiot I was, because we usually know so much more that we can think of better ways to do stuff. But it's like that with the SS2 code base is just an insane amount of code. We're definitely, I counted the lines relatively recently, and we're either close to 100,000 lines or we're over it. I can't remember, but it's just a nutty amount of code for a mod. Let's see. Note trick. I had a problem with Sneak. When he challenged me, I fell through the floor and then appeared to fall on him, making Preston go into combat mode. We killed him, but it's stuck at beat Sneak. Oh, that's interesting. When was this? Because I remember I fixed Sneak not too long ago, like a few months ago in a patch where before that he would just let you pound him and he wouldn't fight back. That was a bug in him, but I've never seen I guess that makes sense. That actually I'm trying to think of how that works. So the way the Sneak quest is set up, it should be using the vanilla brawl system now. So originally we had our own custom brawl system for him, and I realized that was dumb. Like there's a vanilla system for a reason. And the vanilla brawl system is set up to send a failure notice if you shoot somebody. So oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's Sneak must not be set up with a quest fail. I think it's set up like a he's supposed to call you out for cheating, but yeah, that's very weird that that's happening to you, because during the brawl system, I guess it could be something like right after the brawl failed, while he's trying to call you out for cheating, there's probably a moment in there where you could kill him before he gets unmarked essential. Maybe that's what happened. So I might have to probably have to add in code to handle that, but those are the types of things where it may never get fixed. There's other situations I've seen like that where people have asked like, oh, how come it doesn't fail this quest? And it's like, just because we don't anticipate people doing it that way. So then going back in and plugging in failure conditions is just extra work that may never happen, because there will always be more important things to do that will cover the majority. So the only thing you could do for that would be you could console command it. You could probably call stop quest on it, and that might get rid of the objective. You'd have to look up in Xedit what the quest ID is. Otherwise reload and don't shoot him. Choo-choo, what did you think of the Fallout London gameplay drop? I think that looks incredible. That took Fallout London for me from being one of those projects where I'm like, oh, that's never going to happen. And even if it does, I wasn't super excited about it, because the first stuff they released, like they've been releasing some really cool stuff. They've been releasing cool stuff you can download. They've been releasing some cool trailers and whatnot. But their first like pitches and stuff were a little like, it had the vibe of one of those projects that get announced by teenagers that never happen. No offense to teenagers, but if you're announcing a world space mod, you don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're getting into. And I know, because I used to do that when I was a teenager too. I would be like, oh, I'm going to do a total overhaul mod of this game and change it into a new thing. And then, you know, a few months in, I'd be like, oh, I can't do this. That's the vibe I had from Fallout London when I first saw it, when they first were announced. It was like, oh, somebody figured out a little bit of After Effects and came up with a cool logo or an interesting logo, and that was as far as they took it. But then seeing that gameplay demo, I was like, oh no, they're taking this seriously. Like, they're actually putting in the work. They're making something interesting. They've got an intriguing little intro to their story. They're reaching out to, you know, like the scientists at the beginning of that are former Doctor Who's, and they're, you know, I think for a lot of us in the States, that's not recognizable or necessarily that impressive. I know there are some people who like Doctor Who, but it does not have the cultural meaning that it does in the UK. So for Fallout London, it's perfect cameos where it probably didn't cost them a ton of money, and it adds a lot of production value to it. So they're putting in the work, and I actually am going to have Prilladog, the project lead, is going to be my guest next week, unless he has to change something. So we're kind of playing it by ear, but I've scheduled him for next Wednesday to be my guest, so we can talk about Fallout London in depth. Ask him those kind of questions, because I have a lot of questions about their dev team, like how they went from, in my head, from this like small underdog team that, you know, maybe they were going to pull it off, to now it's like, oh, they have like one of the best looking Fallout 4 projects now. So yeah, I'm real hyped about that. Those are a great little gameplay video they did. Mod Hunter 42. I've always found that when revisiting old code I've written, yeah, it's I hate my old code. I have one system of code that I've written that I like to this day still appreciate, that I use for a lot of my projects, and I actually will like roll it up as a cookie cutter to start new I do a lot of website stuff, and more back-end stuff for websites than front-end, but that code I'm still happy with the framework of, thank God, because I've been having to use it for like 10 years. But still, there's still plenty of my code where I look at it and I'm like, what in the hell was I thinking? This is so jank. Lord Dirk, have you played 76? I tried it recently after having dismissing it for so long in my head, just thinking it was a horrible game, but it's actually pretty fun. Yeah, it's actually playing through the story content of 76 and just like exploring all the regions once is great. It's just like another Fallout game. You just play it. I played it single player style. Like if ever I got to a point where whenever there were if someone else was on my world, I would, or like if they could be on the world, but if they were within my field of view while I was trying to quest, I would just like server hop, because I wanted to play it solo, and I had a great time. It's a great game for playing through once, but then I got to the end game and realized it's just an MMO grind, and I got the hell out of there. So yeah, it's good for like a month of entertainment. I think you could get a lot of hours out of 76, but then once you realize how the max game loop works, it sucks. Also, when it used to be there was a period in there, I don't remember when, like maybe this time last year, maybe a little bit before that, there was a period where you could find people doing Scorch Queen runs almost nonstop. So you could, once you got up to a high enough level to get involved with that, you could go do legendary farming real easily, and that dried up real bad. I don't know when it happened or why, but that started drying up, and that is actually what made me stop, because it was really fun to be on the server and like catch, you know, nukes happening every 20 minutes and get a bunch of loot from the Scorch Queens. And like once that dried up, it was like, well, now all that's left to do is do farming runs and grind out boring ass dailies, which are just effectively Radiant quests, and I just was having none of that. Quester WI, have you ever thought about turning SS2 in its own crowdfunded game like they did with the Forgotten City? I mean, it's come up in conversation, but one of the things, the cost of our development team going full-time games is so high, and to produce what we've produced, like, it's just outrageously expensive. Like, I think the competition in the industry is so high. I don't know if it's feasible or not anymore without getting some angel investor. Like, I don't know that the crowd can afford it anymore. I think this is why, like, one of the things that's happening with like Microsoft and other big players buying up all these game studios is they're making it unaffordable for indies to exist on their own, to compete. And so, like, I don't know what the game would look. What does SS2 look like outside of a Bethesda framework, right? Like, you got to remember that while you like the SS2 gameplay, you like it because it's inside of Fallout and because you have all of these really cool systems to go with it. You've got this great gunplay. Like, Fallout 4 has fantastic gunplay. You've got a familiar role-playing situation. We'd lose all that. We'd have to invent our own, like, maybe it can't be, first-person RPG anymore because we don't have the resources to produce it. So, like, obviously, creating a Bethesda RPG, there's a reason that no other studios create these, because they're massively expensive games to create. So we would have to we'd have to look at the SS2 game and be like, what about this can we do as an indie team, and like without losing the important bits? Like, what are the important bits of SS2? And like that would be, you know, I think I've got some of the secret sauce figured out because I was able to successfully go from SS1 to SS2 and not lose all the magic. At least I don't think I did, obviously, and like I think obviously you guys don't think I did, or you wouldn't be here watching me play this. Yeah, how much of it is lost if we like jettison Fallout 4? I don't know. So thought about it, yes. Thought about it seriously, no, because I think I don't know. I'm positive the formula could be ported to another game. Absolutely, it could become its own game. But how much, you know, like what of the rest of Fallout 4 has to come with it, and that I don't know. But what I do know is it's too expensive for an indie team to build. Velen Love, can you have Yagi on stream? Yeah, Yagi could come on. Yagi and our schedules are very, very different. I don't know what time. Yagi, are you watching? What time is it for you right now? I want to hear Grumpy Goat Man. Oh yeah, I have had Yagi on back when I did my podcast. That's right, because we talked about the goat. But yeah, I don't know what, because when I used to do a podcast, I would work around the schedule of whoever and we'd pre-record it. So this new format of doing this live, it reduces the number of people I can have legitimately as guests quite a bit. So like, fortunately, some people are willing to, especially like Prilla is going to have to wake up at like 4 in the morning to be my guest. Like that's what Kobus had to do. That's what Sir Rick had to do. So kudos to them for being willing to do that. I don't know that I would do the same for anyone else. So very awesome of them to do that. 4 a.m. is not a real time of the day for me. That is not a time I see hardly ever, unless my kids are waking up in the middle of the night and needing my help. No trick. SS2 for Starfield in the future. I don't know. I haven't played Starfield yet. I would like to think that Bethesda will have put just a like, you know, they're not going to ship a game without a base building mechanic in it. Like that's just pretty much a guarantee. Like they see how popular it is and what life it's added to their game. So my hope would be that Bethesda takes whatever new base building system they add and, you know, learns from the stuff the community loves, like stuff like Sim Settlements, and we'll already include it, and then I won't have to build it. But we'll see. I'm definitely like now, especially like when we realized that our story would go to a chapter 3, and we looked at the timeline of when Starfield was coming out and everything. I definitely got myself into the headspace of like, yeah, I would like a new project. Like that would be fun. It'd be nice to hit reset and start from scratch on something. Not that I'm like itching to abandon SS2 or that I really want to start over on a whole new project from the ground up right now, but you know, I think this is why Bethesda rotates IPs, is because there's burnout. There's like for example, we have an example of me not necessarily hitting burnout, but hitting like the edge of my creative limits of, we have this HQ system that I'm working on adding content to, and it can do almost anything. The add-on pack authors who were at the demonstration I did a couple weeks ago can back me up on the possibilities here. Of what it can pull off. And I was sitting down trying to just come up with some ideas for new stuff to add to it that we could ship with, and I just was like drawing blanks. And I don't think that's for lack of like possibility. I know that's not the case. It was just like, I have put so many of my ideas into this already, into the Fallout 4, into the post-apocalyptic stuff, that I'm like, my brain's running out of juice when it comes to new ideas. And so, I think like having a reset, being in a new IP or being in a new game, a new genre or something, just some big change, will kind of give me a host of new ideas to play around with. Choo-choo. Speaking of workshops that only build limited things, would it be possible to get a workshop framework workbench toggle to make them full workshops? Probably, because it's just a keyword added. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be possible. That would be an easy addition. If you want to toss that up on the workshop framework Git for suggestions, it's open to the public. Feel free to toss that up there, and I'll do it one day. Quester WI, run the numbers and let me know. I assume that's referring back to the talk about how much money it would cost to build SS2 as its own game. Chuchu, have you considered Gopher or Gamer Poets for guest? Gamer Poets, yeah, actually, the came up recently in a, well, not that recently, a couple months ago now, as a suggestion from somebody who's friends with him, and I just haven't gotten around to making the connection. Gopher would be a challenge due to time of day again, but I think Gopher would make more sense as a guest after he's played SS2, and I don't think he has yet. I think, or if he did play it, he only played it a little bit and hasn't played through the story, because I remember I had a conversation with him about this when he was setting up for his Fallout 4 VR playthrough about doing it, and I think what we came to after talking with him about it, we came to the conclusion he should just wait until we have all 3 chapters done and then just do one big epic, you know, like multi-month playthrough where it can become a big series for him, and I think that's what he said he was going to end up doing. And so it would make more sense to have him on a guest after he does that. Like, that's why it was really fun to have Al on talking about his experience with SS2. Like, it's fun to talk to these people anyway, and like Gopher and I always have had great conversations when I've had him on as a podcast guest. But yeah, I think it would be, given the format of this new thing where it's not really a podcast, it's more just, hey, let's play SS2 for a while and then talk about SS2. I mean, it would make more sense to bring him on after he's recently played it. Yeah, Yogi says, I would fully expect a future Beth game, maybe not Starfield, to have a mechanic eerily similar to Sim Settlements. I mean, one of the things that got me so hyped about Sim Settlements early in the days, like within like the first few months of it, is somebody at Bethesda reached out to me and said that a staff meeting had got derailed because a bunch of people started talking about Sim Settlements and they all were ranting about it. And I was like, oh my God, that's insane. And so like that got me like super into the development in the early days, like in the first few months after it came out, where I didn't know that I had stumbled onto something cool, and then like hearing that was like, oh, that's amazing. They've also since told me another one that was a big ego boost, but more and less important the ego boost and specifically what they said, but the idea that reinforces this idea that Bethesda knows that this is a formula they should copy is I've also been told that they brought up when they were planning out the modability of their games going forward. They said they have specifically cited Sim Settlements as the goal of what they want to be able to support in their modding endeavors, which is awesome. Like that they want to support games or mods of this complexity, but also cool that they acknowledged how complex it is. And so like I would like to think that this is the type of thing that they will add in the future, because a polished engine supported version of this would be so much better than what we've got. You guys have seen how much jank is in this. Even after we've polished it up, we're still using fake vendor windows to barter as our only means of selective interactivity. Like the HQ, I've explained the HQ staff assignment system. It's so jank. And it would be nice to have an engine level support for that kind of stuff, because it would be faster and wouldn't be as prone to weird little bugs that happen to script lag. Or like city plans. Man, I would love to have a Bethesda engine fueled version of areas of the world being able to dynamically update, because then we wouldn't have the stupid bugs like you show up in a cell and a bunch of city plan items happen to get spawned there because this engine lost track of where the player was. Like, I would love to have engine support for some of this. Like, please, dear God, Bethesda, build Sim Settlements for us right into one of your future games. I actually think the mechanic would go great in Elder Scrolls. And obviously Starfield would work great in, because you'll have unlimited planets to just build up on where you can kind of go nuts with. I actually think one of the Starfield, one of the issues I think they're gonna run into, and I'm sure they're trying to solve this, is they have to be wary of the No Man's Sky problem of it's infinite, but infinite is actually problematic, because then it starts to become like nothing matters. It's like there's so much content to explore that none of it can be particularly interesting, because it's all procedurally generated. Like, you can only build so much by hand, and the stuff that's not built by hand loses its luster pretty quick. So it'll be interesting to see how they end up doing that with Starfield. My guess is it's going to be like a series of it's going to be like they did with a slightly bigger version of what they did with Outer World, where it's you only get to visit a chunk of the planet. That's what my assumption is, but presumably they'll do it Bethesda style. It'll be more like, you know, like you can imagine every planet has a map like the size of Far Harbor or something, where it'll be plenty to explore, and it won't just be the main quest hub like in Outer World was, but it'll be you know, a pretty decent chunk of land you can go get lost in on every planet that they add. And then like having those, but then outside of those map boundaries would be easy to have places for little settlements on the outskirts and whatnot. And I would love to see if those were evolving over time instead, so that you'd have more excuses to come back and visit those planets instead of clearing them and then being gone forever. Yogi, someone actually DM'd me the other day asking if I would be special guest on these at some point. I don't think I'd be a good fit with my opinions, and King Heth would likely agree. I'll have you on, Yogi, if you want to come talk. You've been around the scene for a long time, but I don't know if you want to temper yourself to the state of holding back opinions that might get your inbox flooded with rage. But I made this crack last week about, I had watched a interview with Seth MacFarlane where he says, I'm from New England, we only respond to criticism. I appreciate the criticism, and I appreciate the way like you deliver it, Yogi, is you are kind about it. Like you will tell me what the problems are with the mod, or the things that, you know, don't work well for you, and you don't do it with a also wishing cancer on my children, which is what a lot of folks on the internet like to do when they don't like something or when they're irritated by something. So I appreciate your critiques of things. Also, you've done a lot of favors because you've been willing to test out buggy stuff and go in depth and do reporting, do the GitHub reports on it. So I appreciate your criticism. But I know that you've gone to blows with some folks on the forums in the past, and you know how it goes when you say something too negative in front of people who are very, very big fans of a thing. I don't know how else to phrase that. Anyway, but I would happily have you on as a guest because it could be very interesting to have somebody who's a fan but also has a lot of critiques. It could be a very interesting conversation. Nick Carter, what was the first mod you ever created? First mod I ever created for Fallout was salvage beacons. And then first mod I ever created, period, was probably, God, what was the first engine I played with? Like I never really released stuff. I released a few things, but it was under a different username that I refused to reveal for other games because I did like cringy high school stuff. But the first games that I modded that I released stuff for would be, let me think. I think Warcraft 3, Quake 3, StarCraft. What else did I mod? Half-Life 1. Those are the games I got started with. So it would have been one of those. I don't remember which though. Choo-choo obligatory nukes question question. Wow, I don't know why I just went dyslexic with that. Yeah, I want the nukes. I want the nukes, damn it. When I'm no longer working on all of my to-do lists that I have to have. So one of the I don't have a lot of time to just like make fun experimental stuff because I have such a laundry list of things that I need to do for us to pull off all the mechanics that we have planned already. So it's one of those things where I would love nothing else than to just like start coding that right now, choo-choo, but I can't not deliver on all the other things I promised first. Because a lot of the things are tied to the story. That's really the thing, is there's so many people working on story content that I can't leave them high and dry. So silly stuff like that. Like, that's why you haven't seen any Franktown versus Ron Towns from me. Like, those were personal pet projects that I would work on with my free time periodically to just have some fun creative time, and I don't allow myself that anymore because there's too many things we've already committed to that the team needs from me. Shortwind, is Starfield on a new engine and new script language? No, it'll be on, I bet it'll be the same scripting language, and they've already said it's Creation Engine 2, which, you know, probably just means that they overhauled enough systems in the base engine that they're calling it 2. But I think one of the reasons that they aren't changing engines completely, like the reason that they're not announcing like, hey, we're going to do this on Unreal 5, is because they don't want to have to retrain all their staff on everything that they've learned. I mean, the number of people it takes to build a Bethesda game, like to build out this world and to have, you know, interesting quest content and, you know, the random encounters and all this stuff in the way they do, requires that there's a lot of people who know how to script and how their aliasing system works and how their questing system works, and so they don't want to have to reinvent that wheel. I've talked about one of the things that I would love to do would be to go and like rebuild their quest system in Unreal or Unity, just to show that it is like a proof of concept, to be like, hey, Bethesda, you could go, you know, ditch having to manage your own engine, and you know, still without losing the knowledge too. But that's a process. Like, it could take, that would be like a multi-year project to do. Even for a team, it would take a long time to like port over systems and work out all the kinks. Whereas their existing engine, to augment it, is not a big deal, and then they don't lose all their staff's in-house knowledge. And it gets more, and the longer they go, the more expensive and less likely it is to happen, because they just keep bringing on more and more staff, and they have more companies, like more subsidiary companies working on stuff. For example, they just set up that an agreement with, what's that company? Double 11 out of the UK to do 76 quest work. So now that's just like another company now that's getting all trained up in how to use their quest system, that if they ever want to change engines, then they would have to pay to retrain all those folks in the new stuff. And they've got, what is it, 4 studios that are Bethesda Game Studios branches. They got Maryland, Austin, where are the other ones? Somebody else here has to know. I think they got one in Canada, that are all working on, you know, helping with Creation Engine game stuff, whether it be supporting existing games or working on the next one. So I still think that eventually every major studio is going to switch over to Unreal 5, because the graphic fidelity is so crazy and so past whatever the other engines are doing. And you can see there's a lot of companies are moving over to it, like CD Projekt is moving over to it. And the nice thing is, about when enough game companies all move to it, then a lot of the things that you want in games and a lot of the problems that come up will all get solved universally for the industry, and then everyone will be able to reuse that code without having to rebuild it from scratch. So like, it's a real powerful thing to have a lot of game companies using the same engine. You'll get a lot of the downside is less competition, so that could stagnate the development of the engine itself. But with all these different companies using it, and the fact that it's an open source engine, means that a lot of improvements will come to it by these major studios, and it'll get to a point where like the smaller studios with their independent engines won't be able to keep up anymore. So I could see, you know, maybe with Fallout 5 or something, like some decade down the road, Bethesda themselves even migrating over to another engine. But with Unreal, and I don't even know how we got down this road. This is I told you guys I like to talk because I let my mind wander and connect random dots. The Unreal 5 is the first time they've had. Actually, I think they added it in the like one of the last patches to Unreal 4 maybe. But I know it was in Unreal 5 for sure. The ability to have a map like Bethesda does with the cell loading, like that was a feature that most engines didn't have. This is like the way that Bethesda games work, where they have the cell grid that loads in real time. That wasn't a native feature to most engines, which is why you didn't see a lot of other games built like a Bethesda game, where you have this huge, like just monstrous open world, not like Ubisoft style open world, but you know, Bethesda style open world, or a different animal with all these like unique quests and encounters and stuff. Like that's only just now becoming an easily supported thing in Unreal Engine, and like, man, I can't wait to see what what happens to it after a few years of a few different AAA studios playing in that space of like what kind of optimizations they'll make and improvements to the gameplay formula and everything. It's going to be awesome. Oh, that's why Shortwind asked if Starfield was on a new engine. Chuchu1, with Starfield now delayed and the next Fallout 4 game looking like 2030 at the soonest, do you think Beth will let another studio have a shot at the IP? I think that's like almost a guarantee. I think because Microsoft owns them now, it's probably Microsoft calls the shots with the IPs now. Like, I'm betting part of their agreement was that they're not going to get involved with the day-to-day operations of Bethesda Game Studios, right? Like, or all their subsidiaries, you know, what are the other ones that are owned by them? id Software and Machine Games and like all those little subsidiaries are probably allowed to independently work on whatever games they want, but Microsoft probably now gets the IP rights and can say like, hey, we need to make money in this franchise. Let's get, you know, let's get In Exile, or let's get Obsidian, or let's get or, you know, like the franchise that, you know, whatever franchise, trying to think of the other game companies that they own, you know, whatever one that did, Tango, that's what it is. The Ghostwire, like Ghostwire Tokyo didn't do great. It's kind of being reviewed poorly. Like maybe it'll be like, you know what, they don't get to work on that now. They got to go work on this other IP we know is valuable, and we need to refresh it in the community's eye. I mean, stuff like that will probably start to happen. Where it'll be, hey, Fallout, you know, no one's talking about Fallout anymore. It's a valuable IP, and 76 is not doing it. We need another entry. Short Run, wow, King Gath is like 25. I wish I was 25. That would be fantastic. Oh, we got more bot traffic. Choo-Choo1, I believe they said somewhere another reason they don't switch engines is that they may not be able to allow mods the way they do now legally or technically. Yeah, mods are definitely like another unique thing. The way that mods are done with Bethesda games is a unique thing, but I think that's another thing that other engines want to copy because they see the tail on Bethesda games is super long, and it makes those franchises incredibly valuable. I mean, the fact that they've been able to resell Skyrim like 8 times, like people pay attention to that. Like, and with minimal work too. Like even Special Edition, I'm sure was not a ton of work for the amount of money they probably made from that. But I think when other companies see like all the best stuff, like they're gonna want that in their engine too. And again, it's more likely to have all that stuff if there's like one super engine that can do it all. I mean, there's also the argument that, you know, having a one thing to do everything is not necessarily the best way to go. But I look at it kind of like how, you know, you'd be crazy to write your own operating system anymore, right? Like Windows or Linux, like one of those has got all your bases covered. There's no reason for any company to be like, I'm going to write my own OS, unless it's for like particular special hardware. But for, you know, modern computing, you don't do that. And I think the same thing will happen in the same thing's already is happening with the game engine space, is that Unity and Unreal are kind of taking those roles on of like, there's just no reason for developers to be messing with some of this common stuff, you know, this common video game language. There's no reason people need to reinvent that wheel over and over again. So it'll be awesome to see, you know, like if the Bethesda formula, and I think, you know, as much as it gets reamed for being janky and buggy and stuff, I don't think that there's a gamer or game developer on this planet who doesn't have amazing memories from their first time playing Skyrim and wouldn't want to have support for that style of game built into these core engines. Question WI, did you see the recent coverage of Casey Hudson, aka Mastermind of Mass Effect Trilogy, new studio and upcoming IP? I knew that some of the people, I think a lot, like all the original guys from BioWare are all running off, starting their own studios. So it'd be interesting to see if anything happens with them. I see the Blizzard too. A lot of the people who are like original old school Blizzard employees are branching off and starting their own studios, but I don't know how much of that stuff has ever made it to fruition. Like how many of these things are getting released. Also, it's not necessarily, I mean, I'll definitely like pay attention if somebody puts out marketing that says like made from the original creators of Mass Effect. I'll be interested because that was a great game. At least the first 3 up until the ending of 3 were great. You know, I never played Andromeda because it got panned so hard. I was just like, I'm gonna skip that one. And obviously, I don't think there's many people who like the ending to Mass Effect. There was actually a great video by, hold on, let me bring up my, because I sent it to somebody today. A great video by Adam Millard, the architect of games, about choosing your own ending. And it talks a lot about Mass Effect 3's ending in there. A really good video talking about one of the problems that happen when you try to let players choose the ending of a game and all the different sacrifices that have to be made depending on if it's, you know, an early game choice versus, you know, a late game. Like the Mass Effect 3 ending was like the most distilled version of let's let the player have some ultimate choice where it's like very clear to them what's going to happen. It was like the most distilled is the best word I can think of it for it, version of that, of like, here, let's give them like the ultimate choice for the universe, and all they have to do is walk into a pillar of light. And like how unsatisfying that was after everything you just went through. And it was talking about, the video was talking about some ideas of like which games do it right and what people could do differently. I actually sent it over to Sarik because I know he's going to have some potential, because we have to think of an ending right now for SS2. Like we have the outline done, and we know like the good ending, but it's like, oh, hey, well, you know, now we can consider alternate endings of like people who would want something different. And so like I sent him over that just to make sure that we're not going to run into any of the same problems that some of these games, like we don't want a Mass Effect 3 situation happening in SS2 story. JP step in Montreal, Maryland, Dallas, and Austin. Yeah, see, they got 4 studios, which is a lot of people, because I would bet most of those studios have several hundred people. That's a lot of retraining. Once again, I'm sitting here wishing I had a tiny coffee machine right next to my desk. I'm afraid of the consequences of that. I might never leave my chair. Chichi1, do you think you will ever do a modded run for SS2 like you did with Conqueror? Maybe. I've solved so many bugs because of this playthrough that I'm afraid to let go of it. Like, I love this has been so helpful to have, you know, those when I stop in the middle of a playthrough, write notes and make a new save file. Like I almost always, you guys probably have noticed, the patch notes for the following patch almost always fix those bugs because it's so easy when I have a clean save to work from. That was a lot of fun though. I do miss the playthrough I did with Conqueror for the Raiders and then for the Children of Adam. I had so much fun doing those, just because you guys were throwing me so many crazy mods to try out and check out that I would have missed otherwise, because it's intimidating to go through and just scroll through for mods anymore. There's so many. What are the, I think Fallout 4 is up to like in the 60,000s. It's like the you know, if you were to upload another mod right now, it'd be like 65,000. Like, that's a lot of mods to filter through and try and find the treasures. I mean, obviously you can get to the, you know, anything worth playing is going to have, you know, like up front, probably going to have, if you start out at 1,000 endorsements, if it has less than that, you're probably in sketchy territory, or it's a new mod, and if you just wait long enough, it'll eventually get to 1,000 endorsements. So, like, just even filtering it down to that, you're probably still going to have to go through several hundred mods and pick out the ones you want. So it was really cool to have everybody acting as a filter and throwing me out some ideas. And then sometimes there's like treasure mods that don't get to that 1,000 endorsement mark where you just would miss them, like, where it's just like, well, I don't have time to go through 65,000 mods, and you guys probably know about a lot of them, especially older mods where you know, they just kind of got buried, or some from new mod authors that just didn't pick up traction because they didn't have a good enough thumbnail photo to draw people's attention. You guys were good at getting me access to some of those, so it was really fun to play with all those. Shortwind, tech question. Is Papyrus the problem, or missing functions from the main engine? Would switching to Lua help? I think Papyrus is pretty good. It just has a few missing bits in it. Like, it lacks a lot of equipment access. Like, we can't do a whole lot of checking for equipment or pulling features off of equipment. to do things, you know, like there's a reason that you haven't seen like a proper armory mod for settlers come out, or there's no great access to messing with the power grid from Papyrus in settlements. So there's just like little bits that are missing, and they just create these brick walls that can only be solved through the script extender, and you guys know how I feel about the script extender. I love it, just don't want to code for it. So yeah, I mean, Lua has its own limitations and advantages, and the main engine isn't necessarily missing these things. It's just that they're not exposed to Papyrus. So like if the game can do something, it could be exposed to Papyrus. It's just Bethesda doesn't do it automatically. Like they basically do it if the quest designers can't come up with, or system designers can't come up with a way to do it without engine support, or without the existing Papyrus, then they'll expose something. That's why if you look through the Papyrus functions, you'll find there's like occasionally just very strange ones that are like, that's super niche. Like there's one that's like to target a load screen door and preload the area. And it's like, when are you using that? Like that's a very specific situation of like where they probably had, my bet is, and like if you look at where they used it like in the Institute, I think is one of the only places they use it. And my bet is it was something like they were trying to keep up the urgency at the finale after you fight the Institute and you're exiting, as they wanted to make sure that you didn't have a long load screen there. So they like exposed that to Papyrus, but it's not used anywhere else. So there's a few other weird things like that. So like the Papyrus can do anything the engine can do. It's just whether or not Bethesda decided to expose it to the scripting language. Dark Fury, any chapter 3 new mechanics you know of? There's a ton of new mechanics in chapter 3. If you want to get a taste for them, if you want to get a taste for some of the stuff that's going to come, and you have some time to kill or you want some background footage on, go put on my there's a tutorial series I put out for Conqueror. It's really long. It's like 30 videos long or something. But most of those mechanics I describe in there will be coming back in some way, shape, or form. Like some of the technical things, like there's a lot of stuff about resources, and there's like this wage rations and equipment thing, and like this control and morale. Like those are going to get modified. But the higher level gameplay systems of like raising an army and running attacks, like those will be available as 3.0 mechanics. No Trick, yes, it has infinite replayability now. I don't remember what you're referring to, because that's always irritating with the speed of chat versus like the lag and everything. I always lose track of what we were talking about when I get to people's messages. Choo-choo-1, this is not meant to sound mean, but I know you said Xbox can be a holdback for SS2 in terms of space and all. Will there come a point where you'll end trying to work around Xbox? No, we came up with a solution already, and that's this SS2 extended. So it's like now my objection to F4SE is like, we have so many ideas we can do without it that I don't have time for it. So like, why would I put my effort into something that only a fraction of the player base can use, when I have enough ideas and enough cool things I want to do that everybody can use? So that's now my bigger push against F4SE. It's just, there's infinite possibilities without it, so I don't need it. Like there's some really cool, don't get me wrong, there's some really cool stuff you can do with F4SE. Like, the fact that we can do and that's like some of the stuff where it directly relates to what we're doing, I took the time to do it. Like the stuff with the power, all the power tools that I put in. It was just like, power is such a problem in Fallout, the way it's set up, that, it was worth taking the time and coding out some solutions using F4SE, so that at least, because I think most of the most dedicated players to this game are playing on PC because it's the best experience, and F4SE is part of that. But there's still so much I can do without F4SE, and there's a lot of people who don't use F4SE. I mean, everybody who, not just Xbox players, there's a lot of PC players who don't use F4SE either because it's intimidating, or because they've been burned by it in the past, or they, some people just find it sketchy. There's like a lot of reasons people wouldn't use a script extender. Oh my god, with the damn bots. Quester, can we opt out of the rating? So it will not be the stuff that's in the story involving that will not be you're never going to, like, Jake's never going to tell you to go raid a settlement of settlers. Like, that's not going to happen. But there will be some quests that have you, like, raise an army and, you know, run attacks with them, but they're not going to be against civilians. Like, that's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be like the Conqueror storyline, where it was you're playing a raider. That's not going to be part of our story. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm on Xbox. Are you not sure what Conqueror is? Conqueror is a mod for SS1 where we had the ability to take your settlements and turn them into war outposts where they could basically hold soldiers, and then you could take the soldiers and run attacks. And most of those mechanics will be coming back in some form to Chapter 3. Shortwin, why don't you stream on Twitch instead of YouTube? Because I have an audience on YouTube, and so yeah, so I don't. It's people, you know. I've got 50K subscribers, or however, I don't know how many I have. I know it's over 50,000. So a lot more people to find me. Otherwise, I don't care. Like Twitch, YouTube. What's the difference? It's all the same thing. You know, it's like worrying about like, are you on? Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like worrying about what television station you're on. Like, it is whatever if you're, or what streaming service you're on. It's actually different than that. It's like with if it were to be, what streaming service are you on? Well, now you're pay gated. With YouTube or Twitch, it's free either way. I actually think YouTube is a little less obnoxious with the advertisements. So I would also argue I'd rather be on YouTube for that reason. So I don't actually know what the advantages to being on Twitch were. I will tell you, I hate Amazon. I think that company is going to be the downfall of I don't know what, downfall of capitalism. It's going to be a downfall of something. Like they are dangerously large, and I'm not just talking about it from the, you know, just repeating talking points. Like I have witnessed some of the problems it creates for my clients from the perspective of, like, I do a lot of tech work for people who sell through them. And some of the stuff that they do, some of the stuff they cram down on other businesses because they have such huge market share is crazy. Like forcing people to accept return policies they can't afford, and they just cost a lot of money to smaller businesses. They have policies where they can shut people down from selling on Amazon, and Amazon owns over 50% of the U.S. online retail market, which is just a crazy number. And so, like, I don't want to give them any money. So, like, I don't, you know, and Twitch is their company, so I don't want to support them. That's not why I chose Twitch, but that would be one more nick against Twitch for me. But to me, it doesn't matter really. Like, if Twitch was a better platform, like and that's where my audience was, I'd stream there. But my audience is on YouTube, so that's why I stream there. For a while, I was streaming to both, with what do you call it? I can't remember the name of the site. There's a site that will like auto restream your stuff. I think it might be called Restream, to be honest. And it wasn't always working. It would like stream to one successfully and not the other. So I just switched over to just YouTube. JB said, I think if you use FRC, there would never be an end to SS2. I mean, there, like I said, we have so many ideas still that we're not implementing because, like, it takes so long. Like, we're just looking at the timeline of just doing the 3 chapters and like doing and then how much it's going to take to support those with bug fixing afterwards. It's just, I mean, just literal years of our lives put into this, where it's, you know, I'm going to always have something like this as a hobby. I'm always going to be making something. It's just what I like to do. But I cannot say the same for everybody else on the team. And now I've gotten a taste for creating like really high quality quest content. I don't want to not do that again. So I got to make sure that, which means I'm always going to have a team. And so I have to kind of like make sure I'm working on stuff that a team is excited to work on. And a team is not going to be excited to work on you know, how old is this game now? 7 years. They're not going to be excited. So, you know, by the time I'm done with SS2, as far as like doing the quests and doing the support, the game will be nearly 10 years old, and like not going to excite a new team to work on that. And eventually, you know, with anything like this, I've been doing modding various games for how long now? Let me think. Over 20 years. and you know, people come and go. So like all the people who worked on SS2s, many of them are going to they're gonna get bored of modding, period. They're gonna take a break, and so I won't have the same team forever, and so I'll have to constantly be inspiring new people to join me to do this stuff, which means I need to be in exciting spaces all the time. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be fun to do. It would be really cool to be able to do SS2 forever, but I think the only way I'd be able to keep a team capable of doing that for the long haul would be if there was money in it. And there's, you know, God bless you all for donating and for being part of Patreon, but it's not enough money to pay anybody's bills, other than the bills for the building the mod itself. And so yeah, so even though F4SE would add a lot to it, we're already committed to doing as much as we can, as far as when I consider it from the perspective of like, I want to keep doing big cool stuff, and so in order to keep enough people around to help me do that, we gotta keep moving on to more exciting things. That's the only way I can put that. Chuchu1, I've seen Mark 1 beacons put a cannot collect from here error even in some SS2 cells. Is that a bug or intentional? It sounds like it depends. I think it could be an oversight. It could be like the beacon is doing what it's told, but we didn't account for some situation. So if you want to post I think you have access to the Git, right? If you want to post a report of a specific cell, especially SS2 cells that it doesn't work with, I can add that to I'll take care of it eventually. I'll take a look at it. Mod 142. So how do we play as a raider in chapter 3 then? You won't be a raider. So the mechanics, the assault mechanics, if you didn't play Conqueror, they started out as just raiding. It was basically like we started out when we shipped it. It was a take the Nuka World mechanics and bring it into the vanilla game so that you could start it right away. That was the original intent of Conqueror. But then when we started patching it, we added the ability to like raise a Minuteman army or raise a Brotherhood of Steel army or whatever you want to do. So you can think about it from that perspective of instead of raiding towns, think of it more like you're raising an army for a faction. And that I think is a better way to think about it than raiding. Shortman, thank you for the donation. Thanks. Just continue what you do. Keep your family happy. Keep yourself happy. Appreciate that. Thank you. Abduleo, you mentioned that pre-built settlements would fit your lore. However, Jake did say he's been passing ASIMs around, so perhaps pre-built settlements have a level cap because it's the main issue. Yeah, that's a good point. Was the settlers had trouble learning how to use ASIMs? Yeah, that's a good point. It could fit in the lore like that. The exception, I mean, there's gonna be with the pre-built, you know, players will have to. Like, the default options will work like that. Yeah, I'll agree. Because, like, if somebody just walks up to the pre-build system the way I have it set up right now, and were to just hit go, it would build up in a lot of settlements, and it would cap them at a lower level. And that wasn't, and it's not done that way for story reasons. It just happens to work out well, like you said, because it does say Jake saying he's passing them out. But it caps them for performance reasons. Is like going beyond level 1 in a settlement. For a lot of players, like anybody on Xbox or anybody on a PC that's a little bit older, like then going past level 1 in a city plan is risky. So the default options will do that, and then anything people want to customize beyond that, they'll have to acknowledge what they're doing, and then hopefully that will, you know, we'll toss in a pop-up that explains like if you're new to SS2. Note that this option is best done on your second playthrough. I still think that that's always going to be the case. I think I would always encourage people to their first playthrough is without the pre-build, just because I think the story just feels better without it. No trick. I have been trying to stream War Thunder on Twitch, but I find the studio software is not very well laid out. I may be switching to my YouTube. I mean, YouTube studios, their studio stuff is not particularly intuitive either. So I haven't, for Twitches, I always just, like I said, I just used Restream, so I never even streamed right to it. I didn't find YouTube Studio particularly user-friendly. I've just figured it out after doing this for a while because I was doing, this wasn't my, like I didn't, with this series, it wasn't the first time I was streaming it. I had done it a few times before when doing like demonstrations or a lot for the, I'm trying to think of which expansions. It might have been like for Conqueror and for ROTC. Maybe I did it for SS2. Yeah, I probably did it for SS2, not chapter. I didn't do it for chapter 2, but after launching, I did like live stream demonstrations and whatnot. And so I kind of figured out during those for workshop frameworks system, or for the layout system, I ended up doing a live stream. It's only with this series that I started doing it on a weekly basis, and I haven't really had to mess with it. Like YouTube has, once you get your first stream set up, every time you go to stream again, there's an option that says reuse settings from previous stream, and I just do that every time. So then I don't have to think about it anymore. Oscar Fry, but as the saying goes, Fallout modding never ends. Fallout modding never changes. Dark Fury, dude, I still have my Nintendo Junior and PS1. I frequently revisit old classics, and Fallout 4 and Sim Settlements would certainly be on that list. Yeah, that's one of the fun parts about these games. My thinking with, as far as like I'm hoping to be able to, like, it's in my plan right now, but you know, life can change, to make sure that Sim Settlements continues to work throughout as long as people are playing Fallout 4. You know, like if they ever release a Fallout 4 Special Edition, I hope that we can make sure that at least SS2. I don't know that I'll have it in me to, you know, I was talking earlier about having to relearn my code, and it takes hours to get into it. I can't even imagine how long it would take me to relearn SS1 now after spending this long on SS2, because even though, I'm trying to think of timelines. I think so far SS1 has probably existed longer than SS2. Obviously it has, but I mean, like from the time from when SS1 released to when SS2 released, I think is longer than from SS2 release date to now, I think. But the amount of code in SS2 dwarfs SS1 by probably 4 or 5 times. There's just so much code in SS2, and I've gotten used to the way I've programmed SS2, so it's for a lot of things it's quicker. But SS1 was so, like, because I was learning the whole time, learning how the engine works, it was just like all mishmashed all over the place. So like, so even though there's less code, like going back and relearning how it works, and not being like, oh, I could do this better, and so I could see Sim Settlements 1 being abandoned for a Fallout 4 Special Edition, but I don't see doing that for SS2. Like we've got too many man hours into this thing to let it ever die. But yeah, I think people will come back and play it for a long time, and I hope this is why I've been encouraging people to keep making bug reports, and then you know, getting them validated on the forums so they get put on the GitHub list, which is invite only to the people who can post to it. Is I would like to, in the long term, make sure that all those issues are squished, so that, you know, when someone comes back to Fallout 4 in 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and plays it, that SS2 will work all the way through and not run into random bugs. I mean, it's okay, you know, like little quirks are always going to happen because it's a Bethesda game, but I'd like people to be able to make it through all the quests, even at that timeline, without feeling lost. Because, you know, right now, one of the nice things is if people run into issues with the quests, is we've got a pretty active community where people with tribal knowledge can help out. But in 10 years, that tribe will be disbanded. I can't imagine there will be an active SS2 forum going on in 10 years. And so then people who run into major issues will probably just give up and leave, and that'll be a bummer. Quester WI, search YouTube for Mr. Holfin. He posted videos of a guy who hand-rendered parts of Mass Effect 2 and Dragon Inquisition in the Unreal Engine. It looks... No, okay, yeah, I can do that. Oh, No Trick, thank you for the donation. Thanks, mate. Buy yourself a coffee and cake. I love this mod. I could spend months exploring all the great settlement plans. I'll pass on the cake. I'm on a no sugar kick right now, but I will take 2 coffees. So thank you very much. Actually, no, I don't spend any of this money on myself. I appreciate the thought. All the money goes into a pot in the middle, and I pay for my own coffee. But thank you. Let's see here. Choo-Choo-One, I only had access to the Chapter 2 beta Git, not the current one, I don't think. Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, DM me your Git username again, and I'll add you access to it. You should have access. Quester WI, get a few plots that when I go to upgrade them, I get a message that they cannot be upgraded. I will get exact wording in a few minutes. Interesting. There's a log file that gets spit out if you have it enabled. There's a papyrus logging you can enable. If you search that, enable papyrus logging in Fallout 4. If you search that on Google, you'll find it pretty quick. Once you enable that, if you don't have it already, there are a bunch of logs that go into your, where do they go? They go to your documents folder, my games, Fallout 4. I'm trying to remember this. Hold on, let me just bring it up because I can't remember. I probably have it open here. Yeah, sure. Downloads. Let's see. Documents, my games, Fallout 4, logs, script, user. So you dig way down in here. There's a bunch that start with SS2. And let me see if I can remember which one it is. It might just be the one called SS2 0.log. Let's pop this open. You guys can see my 4,000 windows opened as usual. I think this is the one that shows it. So this will show you like all the different things that are failing to update for whatever reason. Oh yeah, so you can see these plot. Can't upgrade. So you search for this can't upgrade message. So if I just come in here and hit search for can't upgrade, you'll find all of them, and you can see the ID number here will match if you click your plot in console, and you'll be able to figure out, you could then, so click your plot in console. So if I open up console here, click on a plot, and I search my log file for that ID number, this is FF001BDE, I'll find all the reasons it can't upgrade for that particular plot. That's how you can check that if you're having trouble. I'm fairly certain we've got all the plot upgrade bugs worked out. Like, that's been such solid code for so long. It almost always turns out. Anytime I have somebody do this test, they always are like, oh, yep, it was happiness, or oh, yep, it was, you know, it was X, Y, or Z. It was, you know, always, it's always turned out in the last, I don't know, it's been many a month since there's been an issue with plot upgrades. So I would check there first and see if it's something obvious. Valen Love, which SS2 character do you relate to the most and why? Ooh. I mean, probably Jake. That's like the cop-out answer. That's the easy one. Because I like to build things, and I like to help and teach people. I think that's kind of Jake's MO. I don't relate to his loss of his child, but yeah, I definitely am, you know, more of I'm a builder more than a fighter, so that's definitely fits the bill too. Mod Hunter 42. Originally, only 3 kinds were buildable with ASAMs. That could limit pre-built towns that got Jake's help. Yeah, that is probably the biggest reason that it's unimmersive for the pre-build system. Is we do not stop city plans from breaking the unlock rules because we just want, you know, it's we're trying to have the balance between people who play the game just for the story and keeping it immersive for them, and people who are very familiar with SS2 and just want to try and do different things. Like, that's one of the reasons since SS2 launched, you've always been able to just build city plans right out of the box, because even if you're playing through the quest line, it might be that it's like, you know what, I want this settlement to build, and I want it to be recruiting people while I'm playing, but I don't want to have to go through the whole quest line to get there, because otherwise city plans, you know, they feel like they unlock at quest, what is it, 13? But in reality, they're unlocked immediately. And so we let the city plans build whatever they want, because we want the city plans to come out as close to the designer's vision as possible. Because, you know, you guys who design city plans spend a lot of time thinking about it and making them nice. Dark Fury, you look at the Fallout London module, looks good. Yeah, we talked about that for quite a bit earlier. I actually have the project lead for Project London will be my guest next week. So this time during the video, so every day when I stream, for the second half of it, I often will just talk with you guys like this, and a lot of times, I don't know, about half of my streams I'll have a guest on, and next Wednesday will be the project lead for Fallout London, so we'll talk about it a lot. Highly recommend you join in for that. I have a lot of questions about that trailer. I'm really curious about what's going on with the development. Oh, Mod Hunter 42, we can't see what you're showing. Oh, sorry. I was just checking how to search the log files, but this log is called ss2.0.log. You basically want to do. It's weird that the stream. I thought I had it set up to pull my whole monitor. I didn't realize it was only pulling Fallout 4. Sorry about that. Oh, more bots. Hooray. All right, guys, whoever posts the next question, that's going to be my last one for the night, and then I'm going to call it, get some sleep. My youngest has been sick lately, and so he always is, and I sleep lightly, so I always hear him before my wife does, so I'm going to be spending a lot of tonight getting up, taking care of a sick kid, so I need my sleep. Oh my god, more bots, more. All right, I'm not seeing any nobody's got any more questions, so we'll call it. So yeah, see you guys next Wednesday. I'm excited to chat with the Fallout London devs after that really cool gameplay video. So if you guys want to start thinking up questions now for Fallout London squad and have those prepped and ready, we can make sure that your questions get answered next week. All right, good night all. I'll catch you guys next Wednesday.